aware of a new message regarding the 84-year-old mother and grandmother. They say investigators are actively inspecting the information provided in the message for its authenticity. More on the investigation from CBS's Andres Gutierrez in Tucson.
The sheriff has called the lack of a doorbell camera a disappointing setback, but because they can't just simply pull up the clip and see what happened, so now they're trying to replace what they can't see by working every other angle, seeing essentially what the test results are from other DNA and fingerprints to see what that shows. They're also doing a huge review of hundreds of vehicles that were possibly there in the area.
Guthrie disappeared 6 days ago. President Trump has spoken to South Carolina Republican Senator Tim Scott after Scott called on him to take down a controversial video posted on the president's social media website. CBS's Linda Kenyon has the latest.
While several Republicans urged President Trump to take down the video that depicted former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama as apes, the president personally called Senator Scott. Scott is the only black Republican in the U.S. Senate. He's chairman of the National Republican Senatorial Committee, and he's a Trump loyalist. He called the video, quote, the most racist thing I've seen out of this White House. While White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt initially defended the video, the president told Scott the post was a staffer's mistake. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Members of both houses of Congress can begin reviewing Jeffrey Epstein files soon. CBS's Scott McFarland.
The doors will open here Monday at 9 a.m. at the Department of Justice for any member of Congress who wants to view the full Jeffrey Epstein case files, including the millions of pages that were not posted or were redacted by the Department of Justice during the release earlier this winter.
No outside electronic devices will be allowed in the reading room, but members are allowed to take notes, and the review applies only to members and not their staff. The French and Canadians have opened consulates in Greenland. CBS's Cammie McCormick reports.
The Canadian foreign minister, in opening their consulate, called it a very important day. France's ambassador to Denmark insisted it was not about sending a signal to Washington.
I think it's also a question of solidarity. It's just like when you need friends, you just turn back and you say who's there, and we are there as French. So yeah, as I say, it's not against, it's with.
Trump's push to acquire Greenland alarmed European allies.
2 cauldrons are lit for the first time at a Winter Olympics in Milan and Cortina, Italy, symbolizing the start of the Games. This is CBS News.
Take control of your financial life. Follow and listen to Money Watch with Jill Schlesinger on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
We will take you live to Radio Row at Super Bowl 60, but first, Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. This one brought to us by the Emerald Queen Casino. Big backups through downtown Seattle this afternoon. South 5, you're jam-packed from Lake City Way to I-90, where we recently cleared a collision. Linwood to Seattle, 35 minutes already, about a 10-minute delay. Now, North 5, we have scattered backups between the Michigan Curve and the Ship Canal Bridge with a nice clear patch through the downtown core. Close to half hour to make it through downtown Seattle, though. Up in Linwood, North 5, we're packed at the interchange up to about 164th, where we just cleared a collision to your right shoulder. Southbound 405 is crowded from Alderwood into Bothell. Then you're clear out until you hit Bellevue, where we just have scattered slowing from South Bellevue into Renton, nothing too heavy. Alderwood to South Center, 45 minutes. That's the whole length of 405. North 405 is thick through the Renton S-curves. Renton to Puyallup on your Valley Freeway, 45 minutes with hefty backups south of State Route 18. And westbound 18 is bumper to bumper from the Valley Freeway over to I-5. Get ready for a night of hard-hitting MMA excitement with WFC 190 April 25th at the Emerald Queen Casino. Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo on a Super Bowl Blue Friday. The 12s are flooding the city by the bay. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey joins us live from Radio Row in San Francisco. Hey, Luke.
Hey, good afternoon, Aaron, and happy Blue Friday, everyone. Yeah, we're in Radio Row. Let me step out of the way. We're going to pan around, give you an idea of what it looks like here. You can kind of get a sense of how jam-packed each and every one of these media outlets and radio stations are in here, 10 by 10 foot, and that's their territory. And you could be seated next to anyone in the world here. Pretty exciting stuff. Now, outside this building, across the street at the NFL Experience, 12s have infiltrated. They have taken over San Francisco. There are a ton of 12 here. They're very excited, like this one who spoke with me the other day.
It feels really good. It feels good. You know, you see a lot of people on the street and they say, "Go Hawks," you know, and stuff like that.
Yeah, how's that? You could walk by someone and they say Hawks to you, and it's such a fantastic feeling. Know that you've got people here cheering for you as well in enemy territory. As you might imagine, security is tight here. Every corner, police and canine units and barricades. They have 4 blocks basically blocked off here in San Francisco. Everyone is eager and excited to get down to Santa Clara for the Super Bowl this Sunday, which is about 50 miles down I-5 south. Aaron, we're live in San Francisco. Back to you.
Thank you, Luke. Now it's a federal way where police officer shot and killed a carjacking suspect this morning. Police say that man was armed. This happened along First Avenue South and Southwest Campus Drive. The suspect died at a hospital. An independent investigation is now underway. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch tells us about a major federal takedown of a street gang in Tacoma.
Federal officials say this gun and drug trafficking operation is affiliated with the Black Gangster Disciple street gang. On Tuesday, 14 members were arrested and now face federal indictment. Guns, cryptocurrency, cash, and drugs were confiscated. Robert Ciccone is with the DEA.
The stadium down in Santa Ana probably holds 72,000 people, so multiply that by 7. That's the number of people that could potentially have a fatal overdose.
Agents also seized more than 100 so-called Glock switches that turn a semi-automatic gun into a machine gun. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
And your forecast, increasing clouds through tonight with the return of rain on the way. Soggy all day tomorrow, some more rain on Sunday, but could see some periods of dry weather as well for the Super Bowl. Right now, 60 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Shotgun snap to Stafford. 9 seconds left. Stafford looks, fires. Ball is caught. Puka Nacua slides out of bounds. No! Clock keeps moving. Seahawks win, and the Seahawks are going back to the Super Bowl. Can you believe it?
Yes, I see. Oh my gosh. Are you ready? I am ready. Dive it into the Oh my God, I was passed out. I cannot believe that we are going to have the expert of experts. This has got to be, it's coming up a little later on the show, the greatest get when it comes to NFL experts. I don't know how you got this one, Joe. I guess you dug deep into the old contacts. By the way, if you want to be able to go to a bar and say incredibly insightful things, you need to be listening. What time is that expert coming on?
4 p.m.
There we are. Okay. All right. Let's see. That's at 4. So I was thinking we're going to go back to when did baseball lose to football and why that happened. Because originally, I'll just take care of all that a little bit later on. And this day in history, we're going back to the fact that, Ronald Reagan.
Oh, he's your favorite.
First guy of all the presidents that have been out there. Reagan's right in there. Yeah. Right. I voted for him. First big vote. My dad made me vote for him because my dad pulled back the curtain and said, just pull that lever right there. And it went straight Republican.
Wait a minute.
And you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do that. But then when the woman said, hey, you can't do that. You can't do that. My dad said, hey, he lives in my house. He eats my food. He's going to vote the way I want him to vote. Now pull that. Let's get the hell out of here. Hey, you can't do that. And I did. I pulled the first big red lever and it kept straight on there. Ronald Reagan, right in there.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, no, voter fraud. And then I think there's about 15% of them out there that still are intact. We are the only country really that does this. And medical reasons for it, there's no reason, but you're just like, okay, all right, what do you say? So now people are protesting that.
This is what we do.
That's kids out of school for this protest. We're not going to have everybody on, but we've got some good sound and people are very upset.
Yes, we do.
Were the protests all around the country in different places?
Well, there's a big one. The reason we're talking about it today is there's a big one.
Or just let the cat out of the bag. Just take the tip off the end. It's circumcision.
It's anti-circumcision protest, and there's a big one at the Super Bowl this weekend. But yes, they've been traveling around the world and spreading the good word or the bad word about
Super Bowl. All right. I've seen other protests happening there as well. 4 o'clock, our super duper NFL expert joins us. That is going to take some time. Plus, a friend of mine has Bitcoin. And what he realized was, man, Bitcoin has really been taking a bite out of everybody's savings. It dropped 60-some%. Is it?
Yes, and you're not going to like this, but it's related to the Epstein.
I know that. Okay. I knew you were going to throw that in there. Everything goes back to Epstein now. So my buddy Dan is looking at his Bitcoin, and he's like, man, this is bad. So he sold. And then he said, well, right from selling Bitcoin, he could move it right over. And he decided, I'm better off. I could probably make more money, or at least stop losing money, if I bet on the Seahawks. Probably a good move. Hey, how's Unicorn Fart Dust doing?
Not good.
Okay. Well, that's what a mistake that was. We had these people on, this guy on, who was talking about it, and he's like an independent guy. He looks at all these sort of weird.
He was a gold and silver guy,
right? And then he said, "Oh, we saw this article about Unicorn Fart Dust going crazy." So then
he learned about meme coins, and then he created his own. He said that cryptocurrencies were unicorn fart dust. That didn't mean anything.
Right.
So he's like, okay, well, I'll start my own.
He said it's sort of his joke. He does the whole podcast from down in his basement. People really love him. They follow him. Millions and millions of people tune into him.
Yep.
So he starts it, and he said in 15 minutes he created, and all of a sudden it takes off. So we had him on talking about it, and Joe and I would go to the commercial break. We're like, hey, what do you think about that? That could be good. And we looked at the numbers, and then all these people that look at those meme coins are like, this thing has got some legs. This thing could really go. This is going to be top 10. So we got in. We're like, we nibbled in. We like 200, and then 500. And you went in 500. I went in 500. We more and more, and like, let's put a little bit more in.
All in together, we invested like $2,500. And
wait, you put in 25? I put
No.
Oh, okay.
Total, both of us together.
All right.
And I think it got up to about 15,000, which at that point we should have
got out.
We should have.
That's always the case. You get so guilty. You get so greedy on this sort of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Where are we right now with it?
Now our steak, I think, is worth about $150.
Is that we got to split that? 150 each?
No. We're just gonna hope that maybe someday it goes.
Hey, everybody. Hi, John Curley here for Unicorn Fart Dust. Oh, my God.
We get mocked.
We deserve it.
Yeah.
We deserve it. What do we think was going to happen? Anyway, we lost the money. It was fun for a while because we'd look at it every day like, hey, let's quit. We're going to spend all the money.
In full transparency, your friend told us it was a good idea.
Yeah.
She introduced you to him.
Yeah, Haley's like, get it.
Yeah,
get
she
it.
said, don't sell. Hold
it. Hey, by the way, thanks, Haley. Thanks a lot. And your husband, Mo.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, this is the Issaquah duo behind the giant 12 banner that overlooks I-90. I didn't realize that people don't like this. So if you're coming from, the Clum and you're going along, it's right before the Issaquah. You look up to the right, it looks like a great big rock. And there's a 12 on there. I thought they painted it. I didn't realize it was a banner. And it's always there, I think. Isn't it always there throughout the whole year?
Been there for years.
Well, some people don't like it. It's like, it's an eyesore. It's like, does the guy own the rock?
Yeah.
It's his property?
Yep.
Hey, do whatever he wants with it. Fine. I like it. You like it reminds you of the 12s and the big part of the game. And if you go to the game, you understand the impact you have as a fan. And all the players know to call out all the 12s. So it's his property. He can do whatever he wants with it. But people don't like it because they think it's an eyesore.
Some people. I think most people do.
Yeah. There's always the person who's the one complaining, even though they don't really care. They just want to be that person. So there you are. Do we hear from any of those people?
Not yet, but I'm sure we will.
The angry folks 1-888-973-5476. Muckleshoot Resort text line. And then a guy named Curley, first name Rye Curley comes by, joins us as well. His take on the Seahawks and taking on the Pats. He has a sort of a jaundiced view at this point, and I said to him, Rye, it's important that you understand the gravity of this situation. He goes, Dad, it's going to be a blowout, like 84-3. I said, what? 84-3.
Oh, you can't say that.
Yeah, it goes. It's going to be. We are going to dominate in such a way that it teaches anybody else that knows anything about football that crapped on the Seahawks game after game after game, and especially on Sam. This will be their comeuppance. And then Brina Rogers is going to join us. This is the first time, and God bless her, because she works so hard, Rogers does, when it comes to audio and making sure that everybody over there doing sports, Dave Wyman and the rest of the gang, she tirelessly works behind the scenes, and now she gets a chance to be a part of it. So she's down there known as Radio Row, which starts out to be exciting, but about the fourth day, you're like, wow.
And she engineers the Rabel game.
She does Rabel's game,
too.
right.
Yeah,
so she's in there working all the buttons behind the scenes. So good for her. We'll talk to her about what it's like, her first experience down there covering the Super Bowl. And then, of course, all your letters. And we still have to figure out a way to give away my Steve Largent shirt.
We keep putting that off.
That's right there. You can't even see it, but there it is. It's the Steve Largent. Got the autograph on there. And I promised Rye this hat.
Didn't you say he wasn't a fan?
He wanted something that was said that he was at the game. Well, you get the hat. I don't know, and that, by the way, it's also Rye's shirt. His jersey. I'll save the hat for him. That way, when I say, hey, I gave away your jersey, but I still got you a hat.
Soften the blow.
It'll be a little better for him. He'll feel much better about that. All right. Rather than the gong traditionally for the beginning of I Was Thinking, let's do like a hawk scream or something like that. Can we do something like that? That'd be good. All right. Here we go. I was thinking. Oh! All right. Gallup has been doing a poll for a very, very long time, if you trust Gallup polls. In 1937, 34% of people enjoyed baseball. 23% liked football. By 1948, still baseball was in the lead. 34%. Football had fallen to 17%. Wonder why. It was about the same in the 1960s, but then all of a sudden, in the 1970s, football goes up to 38% of people enjoy watching football compared to baseball, which dropped to 19%. And now, oh boy, 41% of Americans enjoy watching football over baseball. Baseball now at 10%. 9% for basketball. You can blame it on television. You see, watching baseball on TV, you only see 4 people, and one of them isn't even playing, right? It's the ump. The batter, the pitcher, the catcher. 4 is the ump. So you're only seeing 4 at one time. And baseball was enjoyed on radio in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Football comes along, and what it does is you can see everything at the exact same time. The screen, think about this, fits the field. Let's just think that's sort of set in there. The screen fits the field. So you see every single player. And it's also easy to sort of follow. 10 yards for the first down. It's plenty of camera angles. You can see all the slow-mo and everything else. But because the screen fits, you're able to watch the whole thing. So people enjoy watching it in person or watching it on television. Baseball has too many games at this point. There's 162. And the people that invented the rules of baseball, they never thought TV would come along. They never thought TV would be something that would all of a sudden interfere with people enjoying baseball. There's no way you could possibly have baseball games, once a week because it would destroy the game of baseball. You would just save all your great pitchers. You'd save everybody, and then you wouldn't have to have big rotations. You wouldn't have the managers wouldn't be involved. So it failed on that. And it's just like you would say that, when you sit and watch a baseball game, if you miss the first one, you can always go to the next one or the next one. There's 162 games. But when it comes to football, of course, every single game seems to matter that much more for everybody. So they enjoy it more. And there's no way you can change the schedule for it. So you get football, you get less of it, which means more of it. And for baseball, you just get a whole lot of it. And maybe that's why it's dropped so much down to the last total, 10% of people enjoy watching baseball. That's sad. I had a chance to talk to the president of the Atlanta Braves, and I said to him, one of the problem is that you guys divorce is one of the reasons that baseball is not as popular. He said, I hadn't heard that theory. Lay it on me, Curly. I said, who taught you how to catch? Who taught you how to throw? Who taught you how to bat? Your dad did in the backyard. But if your dad's not there, who's teaching? So kids are not joining and not part of baseball, little league and stuff, because they have no interest in it because there's nobody that taught them to it. Or maybe their dad took them to a occasional game or something when they had the kid on the weekend or the every other weekend. So you sort of split the father-son adoption of the great game of baseball. He's like, well, that's depressing. And I said, the other problem is your demographics are so bad. I think the average age is like 57 that goes to the game. He goes, well, actually, no, the Braves, this is before the season started and they imploded. They said that they're down to 54 years old watching a baseball game, watching the Atlanta Braves lose. And prior to their season just crapping out, he told me, hey, any game you want to come to, just let me know. Come on in. I'll tour you around and see the players. Pick whatever game you want to go to, and you can be my guest. I was like, well, that's a big deal. Thank you for that. And then I text him, hey, can I come to this game? Can I come to the game? And then never heard from him again. People make you those promises like, oh, let's do lunch. Never do lunch, right?
You texted him at the worst part of their season.
I know. And I even told him, I said, Mike, I know it's not the best season. I know, but things are going to turn around for you guys. You're going to be okay. Don't worry about it. I'd love to come down there and see a game. Let's have a drink, dinner or something. And he's like,
just left you on red.
Just goose to me. Oh, my God. Leaving on red is even worse. All right. So there's the numbers. If you have the choice between going to a baseball game, going to a football game, or at least watching it on television, people watch on TV. This, again, we'll expect it to be the biggest numbers. They climb every single year. 2024 dropped a little bit for the Super Bowl, come back up again. The hype is out there, and they're going to want to have everybody watching. One last thing on it. I remember I was the spokesperson and did the infomercial for Garden Burgers. Garden Burger decided they were going to take their entire budget, their entire marketing budget of Garden Burgers and just spend it on one ad in the Super Bowl. And it did absolutely nothing for them. Boom, bombed out big time. But they thought just push all the chips in, we'll run it, and then people go, oh, I never thought of Garden Burgers. But maybe after watching that ad, which you spent all your money on, I'll start buying them. I don't even know if they're still available. Garden Burgers. You can't talk about Garden Burgers without talking about its creator, who's noticing that, and then that was the infomercial I did for Garden Burgers. Then I had to cook them. Horrible infomercial. That wasn't the worst infomercial I was on. I actually was in the worst infomercial ever created, which was Neat Feet, the first roll-on deodorant for your feet. And I had to walk towards camera outside and say, today we're going to talk about a problem that so many people suffer from every single day, but have no solution. I'm talking about the embarrassment of foot odor. Hi, everyone. I'm John Curley from Neat Feet, invented by Dr. Sadie Taylor, a physician from New Zealand who knows a lot about why feet sweat and where that smell comes from. Let's meet Dr. Sadie Taylor now. And I sat down and talked to her, and she's like, do you realize, John, that the average human being sweats more than 2 cups of sweat from the feet every single day? It's like, oh, wow. And then I had to pick up this shoe and then pour the water into the shoe to show how much sweat that is. And then they said, I think it would be better if you took the water from the shoe, cut, let's do it again, fill the shoe up with water, and then pour that into the cup. Well, the problem is when you pour stuff from a shoe into a cup, all this extra stuff gets in there too.
Tell me that exists on YouTube or something.
I think it was $86 or something like that for one little roll-on deodorant for your feet. Like you could have put it under your arms. I couldn't find it anywhere.
Oh my God.
But it ran like twice. I think it had $400,000. They bought all these spots and the thing totally bombed out. I've got a great story about her, but I probably can't share it on the radio because it was what a mistake she made while we were taping.
I'll be hearing that story.
I'll be telling you that during the commercial break. All right. Is that it? All right. Give me that. I was thinking that's it. Give me a hot dog. Got it? Okay, here's Nate checking traffic, Nathan.
Yeah, ouch. The Emerald Queen Casino has this update. We're already dealing with hefty backups through Seattle. South 5 is packed at Lake City Way to I-90. You're just barely moving across the Ship Canal Bridge. This stems from an earlier collision that cleared a good half hour ago. Linwood to Seattle is at a half hour. North 5, we've got scattered backups approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal Bridge. Nice clear patch through the downtown core. It's about a half-hour trip, though, through downtown. Our lake bridges are all clear. Westbound 520, you're going to jam up at Montlake Boulevard. Bellevue to Renton on 405 is a 25-minute drive. It's packed from mid-Bellevue past Coal Creek Parkway. North 405 slows from South Center through the Renton S-curves. South Center to Bellevue is pushing 25 minutes. Seattle to Federal Way, plan on a half hour. And we've got a collision in Auburn. It's westbound 18 at C Street. This one involves a school bus, and it's blocking your right lane. Get ready for the night of hard-hitting MMA excitement with WFC 190, April 25th at the Emerald Queen Casino. Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me? JSN!
Congratulations, Jackson Smith.
Jigba, you know, he's sicker than most when he run the post.
The NFL's AP Offensive Player of the Year, rewriting the Seahawks record books with his electrifying season.
JSN has it! Touchdown! Seahawks!
And this is where you hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call Super Bowl 60 Sunday at 3. KIRO News Radio.
Your home should be your sanctuary. There's nothing worse than coming home at the end of a long day to disorganized chaos. Let Closets by Design step in. John Curley here for Closets by Design. They transformed our closets and garage into a perfectly organized space. If your closets are just busting at the seams, it's time to call in the pros at Closets by Design Seattle. The free in-home consult allows you to look at materials, colors, and finish options. They measure everything, and help you design the perfect system for your space, all for free. They do more than just closets, too. Garages, home offices, even laundry rooms. And right now, they're offering huge end-of-the-year savings up to 40% off, plus an additional 15% off, and 18 months financing and free installation. Go to closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to schedule your free in-home design consultation today. That's closetsbydesign.com or 1-800-BY-DESIGN. Tell them Curly sent you.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
You know the one question that guys hate to have asked of them by their wives, Nick?
I can take a good guess.
I know you know 100 of them. This is the worst one. Do these jeans make my butt look big?
Whoa.
Can't answer that one, right? What I've noticed is whenever you ask me questions like that, I just simply say, I don't know. What do the doctors at Longevity Medical Clinic say?
Well, the doctors at Longevity Medical Clinic would tell me that my butt looks great in those jeans now that my hormones are balanced.
What'd they do? Did they give you something to bring your weight down?
No, just a result of having my hormones balanced caused me to lose weight. Who would have known? I had no idea that would be a result of it.
So that's good. So the answer is you look great. You're beautiful.
I feel great. I look great.
Yeah.
And I know it.
I've also noticed that your testosterone makes you a little feistier than you normally are as my beautiful Greek wife.
I might be small, but I have a loud bark.
Yes, you do. Do what Nick and I have done. Take a free health analysis at longevitymedicalclinic.com.
Thanks for calling CM Heating.
Aren't you the company that gives away free furnaces?
That's us. Buy a qualifying high-efficiency cooling system and the furnace is free.
Wow.
Yeah, and our home comfort advisors are tax credit and rebate specialists, so they'll handle the rebate for you.
Go to CM Heating for better comfort, lower bills, and a free furnace you'll love for years. Get your free estimate for furnace replacement at cmheating.com. And remember, for furnaces, fireplaces, hot water, and total home comfort, including electrical,
there's no beating CM Heating.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from.
Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. The 12s are invading enemy territory this Super Bowl weekend, ready to converge on Levi Stadium, the home of their rival San Francisco. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey met up with some 49ers fans this Super Bowl weekend.
They probably outnumber every jersey at the fan experience 10-1, easy. And I spoke with two of them.
It kind of sucks. We only want to see our team repping. We don't like to see our rival.
I hope you guys enjoy the city, but no love for the Seahawks, though. Pooh Hawks, the P-Hawks.
In San Francisco, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Well, business is booming for sports retailers ahead of Super Bowl 16. Near Lumen Field, the Pro Image Sports there is that company's best-selling shop in the country. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin has more.
Those top-selling items, well, they're barely on the shelves.
The retro blue has been really popular, as well as the navy, and New Era Super Bowl hats has been huge for us. They offer a great variety, a lot of different looks there. And the 12th man flag, people are excited.
But the big question is, what happens Sunday night? The store is betting on the Seahawks, with championship gear already printed and ready to go.
Video posted online today shows what appears to be a federal immigration arrest near Robbinswood Park in Bellevue. Federal agents there in vests marked with the word police pulling a man from a van. That man can be heard yelling asylum in Spanish. Bellevue police say when they arrived, federal agents were already gone. The department confirms Homeland Security was involved in the operation. We also have reached out to ICE for details about the detention and that man involved. People from across the states are telling lawmakers what they think about that proposed millionaire's tax. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay reports.
At the first public hearing for the bill, Jed Fowler, president of construction supply company H.D. Fowler, says he would have to pay the millionaire tax, and he says he's willing to and that he should.
Investing in our communities is fundamentally pro-business.
But Brent Fry, founder of agricultural technology company TerraClear, says if this tax passes, businesses will leave the state to protect the money they've earned.
It's impossible to overstate how destructive an income tax will be for Washington state.
People making more than $1 million a year would be taxed 9.9%. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk at 3:33. Check in with Nate Connors.
Thank you, Aaron. South 5 into Seattle, it is just jam-packed from Lake City Way to I-90. Once you hit about the Ship Canal Bridge, you're just barely moving through the downtown core. Linwood to Seattle has jumped to a 40-minute commute. Drivers are now ditching I-5, heading over to 99, and now that route is packed southbound from about the zoo down to the stadiums. North 5, we're looking at scattered backups as you approach the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal Bridge. There's a nice little clear patch through the downtown core, but it's a half hour to make it through downtown. Our lake bridges are all clear. Bellevue to Renton on 405 just went up a bit to a half hour. It's packed starting near 520 down past Coal Creek Parkway, and then you're going to thin out. Seattle to Federal Way is at a half hour. In Auburn, we've got a collision westbound 18 at C Street. This involves a school bus, and it's blocking your right lane. You're backed up bumper to bumper to the Auburn Black Diamond Road. Tacoma to Olympia, 50 minutes. You're slow in South Tacoma, a 3-mile really thick backup through JBLM, and then more slowing as you head into Olympia. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Now to your forecast, increasing clouds tonight, and the rain will arrive later on this evening. Soggy for Saturday and off and on showers on Sunday. Right now, 60 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Here we go, everybody. Let's get ready for the game. We can say
We can say Super Bowl as
Okay.
long as we're not giving away your jersey.
Okay, fine. All right. The rest of the time, you're going to notice people call it the big game. They're not allowed to actually say Seahawks. If it didn't pay the Seahawks, they're not like, if you're going to be out there, cheering on the blue and green. You're like, just say it. No, we're not allowed to say it. And then also you notice that big game. Home Comfort Alliance, when it comes to heating, cooling, plumbing, electric, there's only one place you need is Home Comfort Alliance. All right, this day in history. Here we go. Oh, boy, I'm going to skip all that. Skip that. I'm going to get right to it. 1911. Ronald Reagan, the Gipper, is born. Reagan was, of course, as an actor. He was also head of the union, the actors union, and was a Democrat all of his life. One time somebody said to him, "Why are you no longer a Democrat? Why'd you leave the Democratic Party?" And he said, "I didn't leave them. They left me." Ronald Reagan was asked, he'd given a speech. It's a speech he's given a whole bunch of different places. And he'd finished the speech, and there were these guys sitting there, and they invited him over, and they said, "Listen, would you mind giving that speech for Barry Goldwater? If you give the speech, we might be able to raise some money for Barry, and he's not doing so well in the polls, and we really need Barry." He goes, "Well, I understand. Yeah, I can do that. You pay for it, you get it out there, and I'll do the speech." So Ronald Reagan shows up and gives this speech. It's about 20 minutes long, so I grabbed what I thought was the best part of it. And this is Reagan's speech. Don't forget, it was at the end of the speech that he really helped to promote Barry Goldwater. But in the early part of it, and then in the middle part of it, Reagan sort of set up what is at stake if we go more towards a liberal, sort of socialist government.
Senator Fulbright has said at Stanford University that the Constitution is outmoded. He referred to the president as our moral teacher and our leader. And he says he is hobbled in his task by the restrictions of power imposed on him by this antiquated document. He must be freed so that he can do for us what he knows is best. And Senator Clark of Pennsylvania, another articulate spokesman, defines liberalism as meeting the material needs of the masses through the full power of centralized government. Well, I, for one, resent it when a representative of the people refers to you and me, the free men and women of this country, as the masses. This is a term we haven't applied to ourselves in America. But beyond that, the full power of centralized government, this was the very thing the Founding Fathers sought to minimize. They knew that governments don't control things. A government can't control the economy without controlling people. And they know when a government sets out to do that, it must use force and coercion to achieve its purpose. They also knew, those Founding Fathers, that outside of its legitimate functions, government does nothing as well or as economically as the private sector of the economy.
Yeah, it was Reagan trying to get people to realize what was at stake, and then at the end of the speech talking about the fact that Barry Goldwater was going to be strong when it came to defending America and trying to create the difference between he and LBJ. It didn't work. Barry Goldwater ends up losing. 60% of the popular vote goes to Johnson. And at that point, Goldwater was finished. But the conservative movement lived on. Right after Reagan gave that speech 2 years later, he's then elected as the governor of California. And then he ends up winning in giant landslides in 1980 and 1984. So something that Reagan said and something that he believed in strongly resonated with the American people. And there you have Reagan. And then people talk about Reagan economics and, trickle-down economics and all this other stuff. But he was a guy that believed, and there are many detractors to the president, simply that government is too big, and the bigger it gets, the smaller the person gets, as it takes away more and more freedoms. In the speech, he also talked about, providing everything for everybody, just the, normal, easy targets of the increasing power of the government and its liberal ideas to provide everybody with everything, and then taking from so many. And then the inefficiency of governments as well. And the sad story for Ronald Reagan is, of all of his stuff, I'm going to cut this and cut that and cut this. He was only able to cut one program that was very similar to another program that was already out there. I think it was, what was the name of it? It was like I can't remember right now. He only got one thing cut. Wasn't able to reduce much of anything, but did do a giant tax cut, and then also was able to have Paul Volcker come in, who's running the Commerce Department, and they decided they were going to let the interest rates go up. They're going to suck all the inflation. And we went through about 18 months of a recession, Ronald Reagan's recession, creating by allowing the government to squeeze all the additional inflation dollars out of there and then to free people from it. They had tried for years and years and years. Of course, Ford had people wearing win buttons, whip inflation now. And Reagan came in and said, nope, listen, interest rates and inflation high, we're going to squeeze it. American people suffered for quite a while under the recession, but then bounced back again. So, and people are like, well, you outspent everybody and you drove up all of the budgets in order to end the Cold War. That just became a race against the USSR. Can we spend more money? They can't possibly keep up with us as the race for the Cold War ends. Ronald Reagan, of course, with the great speech that he gives there, is saying that Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall, and gave America the shining city on the hill that he always dreamed of. A sad story from a friend of mine that attended a speech that Ronald Reagan gave in his later years. And Reagan, at this point, suffering from Alzheimer's, dementia, started the speech, opened up the book that was on the podium. As my friend was almost in tears as he told the story. He said, we're all there to see the president. He turns the book over. He starts to read. He reads, and then he goes to turn the next page and accidentally turns back and reads the same page again. And there was this sort of silence for a moment. He said, I don't think President Reagan realized what he was doing. And Nancy was off to the side, and she came up and adjusted the page. But he said, at that point, you realize this is the devastation that one sees of Alzheimer's or dementia there on the face of the great communicator, Ronald Reagan. So, born on this day, back in 1911, Ronald Reagan. My first vote, because my dad told me to.
A little bit of help.
Pull down that switch. And then I do remember I went off to college, and then because college teaches you all the stuff that's the real stuff. And then I was like, I'm not so sure, GE makes the triggers for nuclear bombs. I don't even think I voted that year.
Oh, boy.
I know. Oh, yeah. That'll show.
Break away from the system.
Get away altogether. All right. So here we are. By the way, still, we have the big news is the fact that if you were a little baby and they circumcised you, you should join a protest because it's really starting to kick off. Right?
That's right.
Good. Okay. And that they're all over the place, but why don't you head down to the Super Bowl and join the rest of the people down there that are mad that they got a couple of inches missing. Speaking of that, here's Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
Hey, now, South 5, we're packed from Lake City Way to I-90. Linwood to Seattle has jumped about 45 minutes. Drivers have been ditching I-5 for the past half hour, heading over to 99, and now that's pretty packed from almost Green Lake down to the stadiums. North 5, we're dealing with what is turning into our new normal backup in the afternoon. Scattered backups approaching the West Seattle Bridge, across the Ship Canal Bridge, where 2 left lanes are blocked for a Revive I-5. You got still a little clear patch in the downtown core, all added up. It's about a half hour to make it through downtown. Seattle to Everett and Bellevue to Everett are both hovering around 45 minutes. Bellevue to Renton will take you a half hour. You're packed from about 520 past Cold Creek Parkway, and then you'll thin out. North 405 through Renton slows in South Center, but it turns into bumper-to-bumper volumes at the Valley Freeway up to about the Maple Valley Highway. In Auburn, westbound 18 at C Street, we still have a collision involving a school bus, but it's no longer blocking. They've moved it into the Gore Point out of your way, but traffic still slows at the scene. In Renton to Puyallup, southbound 167, plan on 40 minutes. The north end looks good, but it is hefty south of State Route 18 into Puyallup. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
A lot has changed in 50 years. The Seattle skyline, how we interact with one another, and a new way to hear the Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Download the KIRO News Radio app, where you can listen to Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Super Bowl for free.
That is music to the ears.
It's the Seahawks and Patriots in Super Bowl 60. Kickoff Sunday at 3:30 on the only station the Seahawks have called home for 50 years. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-959-3388. That's 800-959-3388.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. After my husband died, the last thing I wanted to think about was money. Ethos made it affordable to get life insurance. Signing up was fast and 100% online. I knew that I could pay our mortgage and have food in the fridge. I could focus on my kids. No one ever tells you how much you're going to depend on that policy. I am so grateful we had coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Not sure how to tackle your taxes? Are you sweating the small print? You may be experiencing FOMO, the fear of messing up. The answer? Using TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They help you get your biggest refund, and then we help you do more with it, with a personalized plan designed to help you hit your money goals. It's time to take your taxes to the max. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Progressive presents a guided meditation.
Hear the birds sing. A chipmunk nibbling on an acorn. Smell the pine needles gently falling into your living room as the breeze blows through the gaping hole in your roof. Gaze up at that broken tree branch and relax, because you bundled your home and auto with Progressive and have the peace of mind of 24/7 protection. So relaxing.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return, but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do? My refund, though. I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's all about you getting more from less. Stop by or book an appointment at leschwab.com.
We live here in Washington. I travel all over the state for work.
Affordable short-term rentals help us stay together and make Hazel feel at home.
Now Olympia is considering a huge tax increase on short-term rentals,
pricing us and other families out, since more than half of short-term rentals here are used by Washingtonians.
Costs on everything are going up.
Please tell legislators not to make our trips more expensive too.
Paid for by Airbnb helps our state thrive. Host PAC.
Old windows cost you money and security. Lake Washington Windows and Doors installs energy-efficient, high-security windows that lower your bills and increase protection. With leak armor installation and lifetime warranties, you're protected for life. Choose LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
The Anime Washington and the Washington State Gaming Expo Super Convention is almost here. We have assembled a massive celebrity guest lineup on February 6th through the 8th in Puyallup. Meet the voices behind Final Fantasy, Naruto, Halo, Grand Theft Auto, One Piece, Spider-Man, Dragon Ball, Baldur's Gate, and so many more. Shop at hundreds of vendors, makers, and artists. Compete in the Tetris Regionals, Catan, Uno Elite, Smash, Tekken, Mario Kart, and so much more. Join us February 6th through the 8th at Washington State Fair and Event Center. Tickets on sale at animewa.com.
There we go, everybody. The John Curley Show, and of course, you are a big part of it, and we are just counting down to the Super Bowl. But of course, you can't think Super Bowl without circumcision, can you? There will be protests. I'm sure a whole bunch of different types of protests, but one in particular caught our eye, unfortunately. And my old TV station, KJCT, Channel 8, serving the Western Slope, has the story.
Grand Junction residents may have noticed a unique protest taking place across from the Walmart on Riverside Parkway. Our Bella Demosthenes was there and has more on what was going on.
All white, blood-stained clothing and posters with shocking messages. Something eye-catching in a small town.
Grand Junction is a small town. That's where this starts. It's a grassroots movement. If we just hit the big cities, we're not going to get the message out to the people that need to hear it. So traveling across the country to all the small towns, we're definitely, it's the first time you guys have ever seen something like this. We always like to have that impact.
And their message is straightforward. Say no to circumcision.
There's a whole bunch of guys that are heading down there to the Super Bowl, and they're going to be out front. And I'm sure with all the excitement and the tailgating and everything else that's going on, international and national attention will be directed towards a group of men that are really bitter.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Please join me and Bloodstained Men next week in San Francisco Bay Area for 7 days of protests at the Super Bowl Circumcision Crisis Protest, February 3rd through February 9th. We will be at Super Bowl Sunday at the 49ers Stadium. Join us. We need your help. Thank you.
Join them? I think I'd like to be slightly detached from them. I'm
with you.
Here's the weird part is that do they think other guys are going to be like, what? Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Well, what can you possibly do? There was a landmark case. This is from December 20th, 2000. I'm sure you remember it well. And so forth. It was in New York. 18-year-old man files the case saying, and he sued the physician for circumcising him as a newborn in the hospital. He then went after a whole bunch of other people as well. He says it's not fair. I did not give my consent to this. And I don't think the case ever really went anywhere. He said he went to summer camp, and he happened to notice, he said, he was at summer camp at the age of 14, noticed another boy had foreskin, and I wanted to know why he had one and I didn't, and more importantly, where mine was.
Did he get it back?
Yeah, he turned it into a wallet, and every time he rubbed it, it got larger. Oh. You ever heard that joke?
No.
Okay. And there's another one for you. These people are walking by a moil shop. You know what a moil is? It's a Jewish circumcision. The moil does the circumcisions.
Oh.
And you can go to a bris. You ever been to one of those?
No.
That's where everybody shows up while they circumcise the kid. It's a weird party.
Oh, wait, that wasn't a joke?
No, that's the actually. Oh. So anyway, the people are walking by a moil shop, and the guy has a clock in the window, and they knock at the thing, and the moil comes to the door, and they said, "Excuse me, you're a moil. Why is there a clock in the window?" He goes, "Well, what do you think I should put in the window?" And then they said, "What do you charge?" He goes, "I don't charge anything. I just take tips." I got a million of them, folks. I got them all day. Anyway, the guy just said that he didn't give his permission for it, so this is the case. And by the way, we are the only country that does this sort of thing. The AAP, whoever that is, American Academy of Pediatrics, first acknowledged there's no medical justification for it. And no nation, no international medical organization recommends the circumcision, but yet in America we keep doing it. But it has fallen, and I guess these guys are going to try to get that number down. That they want to drop it. It's fallen 57% from, I don't know what the number was before, but they're hoping that we just get rid of it. You don't ever have to deal with that again.
Some protests work, apparently.
Yes, so they will be there at the Super Bowl, so make sure to join them. All right. Sorry about that, Nate. Didn't mean to dump it on you for that one. But right. Nathan, check a traffic for us. Nathan, please.
Yes, Ipper. It's a tough trip through downtown Seattle this afternoon. It just got worse for our northbound drivers. North 5 at Olive Way, you've got a collision blocking 2 left lanes, and this is right in the middle of an already heavy backup approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. It's a half hour to clear downtown. Now, South 5 is packed from 85th to I-90, where we have a disabled vehicle on your left shoulder next to the HOV lane. Linwood to Seattle, a 40-minute commute. Southbound 99 is actually thinning down a little, just scattered backups from 46th down to the stadiums. Otherwise, typical backups across the map right now for this time of day. This report brought to you by the Pro Shop. Gear up for the Super Bowl. Shop postseason gear in store at Lumen Field or the Landing in Renton. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Hi, I'm Charlie Harder.
And I'm Amanda Factor.
Seahawks, Patriots.
Monday morning, Luke Ducey joins us from the Bay Area to wrap up the big game.
Hopefully, we'll be celebrating, planning for a parade. Go Hawks!
5 volatile weeks for the economy. A warning from CBS business analyst Jill Schlesinger to beware the bandwagon.
Sully has traffic every 10 minutes.
Hope you can join us Monday, 5 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News.
On KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM. Subscribe to the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel and watch live.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well,
I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Clogged gutters? Not anymore. K-Guard by Guardian keeps leaves out, water flowing, and your home protected year-round. No maintenance, no rust, just lasting peace of mind. Guardian Roofing, the original make-your-roof-last company. Visit GuardianRoofing.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation or get my free book on trucking accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
File your taxes for free with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. File on your own in the Credit Karma app by February 28th. Valid for those who didn't file with TurboTax last year.
2 more days until Super Bowl 60. The only station where you hear Steve Label call the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle. This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. A racist post on President Trump's social media account depicting former President Obama and his wife Michelle as primates in a jungle has been taken down. The White House initially defended the Republican president's post last night, but it was deleted today after widespread backlash. More from CBS's Weijia Zhang.
Right now, the White House says it was an unidentified staffer who was responsible for this. And I can tell you all day, we have been pressing the White House about who this person was. What kind of access does he or she have to the president's phone and social media accounts? And what kind of consequences, if any, this person will face?
President Trump earlier was asked by reporters about the online post and ignored the question. The FBI arrests a suspect in the deadly 2012 Benghazi attack. Feds say Zubair al-Bakush was a key participant in the attack on a U.S. compound in Benghazi, Libya, that killed U.S. Ambassador Chris Stevens and 3 other Americans. He's in custody. CBS's Charlie D'Agata.
There could have been dozens of Americans who were killed that night. Local militia, friendly militia, and local SEAL teams were able to evacuate Americans from that consulate area to an annex, which is about a half-mile away.
The Dow closed above 50,000 for the first time. CBS's Jason Brooks.
The Dow soared higher by more than 1,200 points as stocks rebounded from a week of heavy tech selling, with AI chipmaker NVIDIA leading the Dow's big rally, with big assists to Caterpillar, 3M, and Goldman Sachs. In addition to the Dow topping 50,000, the NASDAQ and S&P 500 also surged higher, overcoming a rough day for Amazon.
A day after the last video plea by the Guthrie family in an effort to find their mother, CBS's Andres Gutierrez reports the local sheriff's department says it's aware of another letter sent to a local news station.
They're trying to verify the latest note. They have investigators also found out conducting interviews, including family members. Law enforcement officials have said that they are speaking to anyone who may have had contact with Mrs. Guthrie and that this is a common practice to rule out potential suspects and to build a timeline on the victim's last known whereabouts.
Police in Maryland have made an arrest after a second grader fired a gun in his classroom Wednesday. CBS's Michael Wallace.
The boy shot himself in the finger at Freetown Elementary School in Glen Burnie. Anne Arundel County Police Captain Jacqueline Davis says the boy's teacher administered first aid and secured the handgun.
This teacher today showed what a hero looks like.
Police say the boy had brought the gun from home. His mother's boyfriend has been charged with leaving a loaded firearm accessible to a minor.
The Colorado funeral homeowner who abused corpses is sentenced to 40 years in prison. This is CBS News.
Follow and listen to the official 48 Hours After Show post-mortem on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Coming up, we take you live to San Francisco to get you ready for the Super Bowl. But first, we check in with Nate Connors at the traffic desk.
All right, again, it's a tough trip this afternoon through downtown Seattle in both directions. North 5, it's scattered backups from the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. That's nothing new, but right there at Olive Way, they're working on this crash, blocking 2 left lanes. All added up, 25, 30 minutes max through downtown. Now, South 5, bumper to bumper from 85th down to I-90. We have a disabled vehicle on the left shoulder next to the HOV lane there at I-90. but I can't imagine that's what's causing this. But it's packed. Linwood to Seattle, a 40-minute commute. Southbound 99 is a good alternate route, and it's slow approaching the Aurora Bridge down to the stadiums. Bellevue to Renton will take you a half hour on 405. It's packed at 520, the Cold Creek Parkway, and then you're going to thin out pretty quickly from there. Seattle to Federal Way, a half hour. You're slow at Interurban Avenue all the way down to South 260th, heading into Federal Way. North 405 is slow from South Center through the Renton S-curves. South Center to Bellevue, about 25 minutes. And we're still dealing with a crash in Auburn, westbound 18 at C Street. It involves a school bus. It's sitting in the Gore Point, no longer blocking, but it's a pretty big distraction for drivers as you make your way past the scene. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. The Seattle Seahawks are set to take the NFL's biggest stage this Sunday in the Super Bowl. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey live for us in San Francisco, the host city for this year's big game. Luke.
Hey, good afternoon, Aaron, and good afternoon, everyone. And yeah, happy Blue Friday. We're here in Radio Row, and I'm going to step out of the way so you can take a closer look at what's going on. You're looking at media from around the world, literally. I mean, just down the way to the left of us here, there is a crew from the Patriots Radio Network broadcasting all the way to Brazil and Portuguese as well. But by far, there are more 12s here than there are Patriots fans, especially across the street at the NFL Fan Experience, where thousands of football fans are taking in the sights and sounds of the NFL. Most of them, though, have no plans to go to the big game on Sunday in Santa Clara, 50 miles from here, because tickets are expensive.
Do you have any tickets?
I don't, but you can still get some.
Yeah?
They're expensive, though, right?
I know, they're expensive. Yeah, I wish they weren't.
Security also extremely tight here in San Francisco, around this area, downtown San Francisco, making sure that everything here, the event, the fans, the fun, the excitement goes off without a hitch. Live in San Francisco, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
All right, thank you, Luke. Police now investigating after an officer shot and killed an armed carjacking suspect in Federal Way this morning. KIRO 7 TV's Madeline Audley is at that scene along First Avenue South and Southwest Campus Drive.
Federal Way police were called out to this area because someone wasn't responsive in the driver's seat of a car that was blocking the road. They later learned that car was stolen. When officers walked up to him, he ran away, and he actually attempted to carjack someone who was driving by. During all of that, one officer fired at the suspect. That suspect was shot, provided aid to by medical personnel here on scene. They were taken to the hospital, where he later died from his injuries.
An independent investigation now underway. Counterfeit prescription drugs, fentanyl, meth, cocaine, they were all seized in a months-long undercover drug trafficking operation. Federal agents targeted a Tacoma Street gang, arresting 14 members and confiscating dozens of guns.
Short-barreled rifles, AR-type pistols, AK-47s, shotguns, and fully automatic pistols.
That's April Miller with Homeland Security Investigations. She says wiretaps were critical to the investigation. Now to your weather updates. We're looking at increasing clouds tonight along with rain, soggy for Saturday, and then some rain off and on for Sunday. Right now, 60 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show listener introduction line. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you enjoy the show. Thank you.
I am obsessed with it right now. Literally obsessed with it. Hawks!
Oh my gosh, that's got to put you in the mood. Seahawks! Joining us now is our NFL expert who is in, of course, Northern California, getting ready for the big game, the Seahawks. Joining us now is... Wait, hold on a second. Sherry Elliker? There you are. That's what I'm talking about there. Good, okay. You know, what Joe said, because it says here on the script that Joe, foremost expert on the NFL, joining us live from Northern California to report on the biggest sporting event of the year. But didn't tell me who it was. I had no idea. Fans are going to love to be able to hear your analysis of the big game coming up on Sunday. Sherry, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks so much, John. It's great to be here. And let me tell you, I am excited because you're right. I'm in Northern California, which is home of the main rival, the San Francisco 49ers, in Levi Stadium. That's right. I know the Seahawks are not happy about that. But here we are, and I have got to tell you, this one's going to be a big one. Wow. This is a chess match, okay? Seattle comes in with the league's top defense, fast, smart, relentless. New England, no slouch either. But turnovers and third down stops and field positions, that's where the game is going to be won.
Yes. Well, let me get a pen. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead. Wow.
All right, you want me to just break it down for you?
Yeah, if you can. I mean, if I got time, I don't know. You probably have other interviews, but yeah, whatever you got for us. Yeah, break it down. Break it down, Sherry.
All right, here we go. So let's do this. Offensively, let's talk with Sam Darnold. Now, Jackson Smith and Jigba they're going to stress the Patriots' coverage, right? I mean, that's their job right now.
Yeah.
Drake May, he can make some plays. He's got to watch those interceptions. Remember that? That was a big problem.
Yeah.
And so Seattle's pass rush isn't just knocking on the door, man. They are breaking it down.
Woo! Seahawks!
So you want to slow down, okay? They've got to show precise runs. Also some surgical throws, special teams making the difference. Unfortunately, it's really too close to call. However, the experts are in favor of the Seahawks, so that's great news. But it's going to be winning in the trenches, man, and capitalize on every opportunity that hoists the Lombardi, man. It is a buckle-up event.
What was that last part again? A what? A what?
A buckle-up event.
Buckle up. I'm sorry for me there. I wasn't sure. Seahawks! Yes. Got it. I know you're not a betting gal, but if you had to put your money down, if you had any left after they fired you at KIRO, what would you end up? Who'd you bet on? There you go. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I'm still loyal in some ways, not to you, but to the Seahawks.
Where's Trevor going to be watching the game?
I have a feeling, Trevor, I'm not going to be in town, of course, because I'm here covering the game.
Yeah.
But I don't know what he's going to do. You know, he is not a big NFL fan. He's a college football guy.
Right. Yeah. Army, Navy, all the way.
Oh, yeah. That's just one game a year, John.
I know that, but he normally drag you to those games?
We had season tickets at West Point for years, but I think somehow I talked him out of it. But I did go to Army Navy this year, and it was a 4.5 hour drive to sit in a kind of a cold, rickety stadium, and then a 4.5 hour drive home after 4.5 beers an hour. So not great.
And who won that one? I can't remember. Army, Navy, Army beat Navy. Who won that one?
Well, Army, hello. This year it was in Baltimore. Mm-hmm. So I think it's my 10th one.
Okay. You think it is, but 4 hour up, 4 hour back, 4.5 hour.
No. Try to keep up this time. Okay. It was in Baltimore this time.
Okay.
The Army West Point games are at West Point in upstate New York.
Yes.
So we used to have season tickets to that. Army Navy is one game once a year, and it should be on everybody's bucket list.
Well, they used to play that in Philadelphia. My dad took me there, and it was the coldest day of my life. I remember I said to my dad, "Do you think I could get on your shoulders and watch the game from there?" He's like, "No, my neck is really sore, and it's very cold." It's like,
I'll just heard it. Move on.
I would imagine you are the kind of gal, because I mean you're there to cover the game. But if you were at home, if for some reason they decided they didn't like you and they said we're going to move on in another direction away from you, something you've heard all your life. If you were to have a Super Bowl party, would you have big 8-layer dip? I could see you with a lot of like vegetables and fruit plates and stuff like that.
Well, Paula Deen used to have a recipe, and they did talk about it on Saturday Night Live. So I am borrowing this, and it was a level of beans,
mm-hmm.
a level of cheese, a level of tortillas, a level of farts, a level of beans, a level of farts.
Do you normally get invited to
get around to it?
Do you get invited to Super Bowl games?
I don't
Parties?
I guess. I mean, I certainly have, but it's not my favorite thing.
Right.
I don't have any investment in the teams. However, on my way over here on the plane from D.C. to Northern California, I sat next to the head of the National Cheerleader Association. So she was headed, and she was all. Now she was a Redskinette, probably about 50 years ago.
Yeah, but
So,
when they use terms like Red Skinette. Wait, how'd you know that she was a cheerleader? Did she cheer when they landed?
No, she had all of her commander's gear on, and she had so much bling, commander's bling, and just this whole outfit, this whole getup.
Yeah.
So I said, "Oh, do you work for the commanders?" 4 hours later, I got to hear every story about the cheerleading thing, and my dad, of course, was in the Redskins.
Oh yeah, you
band,
couldn't
and
wait to drop that one on her. You're like, let me tell you something, sweetheart. You mind if I put the cigarette out over here? My dad played clarinet. Okay, my dad was out there, played the clarinet. Did you do that to her?
Why do I agree to do this? Why do I agree to come back on the air with you? All you're going to do is remind me that I was fired, make fun of anything that I say.
No!
No, what do you mean?
This is a loving embrace. This is a loving embrace. Little side hug for you. Little side hug with you.
You tease because you love. Okay,
I do.
Everybody misses you so much.
By the way, yeah,
every day.
We're not just saying that. Whenever we put a drop in, we had a whole bunch of your drops. I think yesterday we had you going, I'll take the feces. Or I don't like cupcakes. Never like cupcakes. And all your stuff. People are like, oh, is Sherry back again? So you do live on in a bunch of buttons that Andrew can hit at any time. So whenever we need a little Sherry take, we just hit the button and it's you doing your imitation of the Golden Bachelor or some other thing. So when you're not talking football, thank you for your analysis. Do you have I know that you're also deep into watching anything on Netflix. Give one recommendation for anybody out there.
Let me think for a minute. I watch all these things and then I can't remember them.
Right.
I did you watch the, excuse me, I don't have a cough button. Did you watch the,
let's remember who you're talking to.
Okay. All right.
I haven't watched anything.
You watched Landman.
Okay,
I watched Landman. Yeah. Go ahead. What are you?
That?
So okay, never mind.
I don't know. I watch all kinds of stuff.
I know.
I watch mostly documentaries, and I did see that Elizabeth Smart documentary isn't bad. I thought, I was like, oh God, what don't we know about her, right? But it was really pretty good.
Yeah. And Nick watched that as well. One last thing. So people are concerned. They're texting in. Does she have a job? Is she okay? Does she need any help?
Yeah, you want my address? I need
not
credit
you.
card
About
numbers,
Elizabeth Smart. It was about Elizabeth Smart, not about you.
Oh no, she's good. She's great.
No.
I always thought her dad was weird, but he's such a great guy and cute.
No, Sherry, you. Because last time you and I spoke, you had gotten the professor job or the teaching job, and I think you had it for like about a week or something. I'm not
right. Yeah, because he turned around his computer because I had written a syllabus, and he turned around the computer. He said, in this course, I wrote it. I said, he's reading it off of his screen that I had emailed him. In this course, I'll be blah, 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 blah. I didn't put a comma in there. And he turns the screen toward me and he says, comma. And he continues to read it. I got home. I wrote him this letter. I mean, my mom's not well. I mean, it was like, I couldn't take it. So yeah, I'm not doing that.
But you did get the job. They gave you the job, right?
I had the job. I had all the paperwork. I just was not going to do it.
Right, because then you did the math on it. They were like, so you need to do this, and then you need to have like open office sessions where students can come in.
Office hours, all of that, yeah. And so it turned out I would probably be spending 3 days a week on this job from November until April, the whole semester. And I think it was a whopping king's ransom of $1,300 American dollars for the whole shebang. Yeah.
And then you're like, I'm applying for other jobs. I found some other things. You were going to be a tour bus operator in Washington, D.C., but you decided not to do that.
No, I was on Scandal tours 100 years ago where I played Fawn Hall.
Oh, okay.
And that was a tour of all the scandals in D.C. No, I wasn't going to do that. You thought I was going to do something in where I live in Alexandria. No, I am now. I do presentation coaching.
Yeah.
And some podcast stuff. And I got my regular Navy Federal Credit Union and, American Medical Association. All those other jobs I still have.
Yes. Okay.
And I can come back on tomorrow if you want me to. I'll find the time. Or later tonight. If you guys are, available, you want to talk about the World Series or, something about hockey.
I have to say that I miss you every day on the air, but I was glad that you weren't here when I went through my transition from old man turkey neck to young man firm neck.
Should I admit my transition as well?
You can if you will. I set the table for you.
Thank you. I, too, went through a transition, and I was extremely happy to know that I did mine first.
Oh, here we go.
Now, not one.
Here we go.
Not one to brag or show myself on Instagram or Facebook or pick a thing where publicly I would have announced this. But yes, I too had a transformation, and it's pretty good.
How are individuals reacting to it? Are you hearing from both, heterosexuals and homosexuals?
Gosh, what on earth are you talking about? I have no idea where this is, where I should take the bait. Yes, I was at a party on Saturday night, and there was a lovely lesbian woman who had shaved her head. And we were talking about different things. And she said, "How old are you?" And I said, "I'm 64. And she nearly did the whole thing where she put both of her arms back, like, "What?" I thought you were 45. I thought you were 45. As the Scottish would say, "I thought you were 45."
Do you think you look 45?
If the lighting is good, yeah.
Okay.
Meaning dark, completely black.
It was so funny. I sent you the photo of myself, and then I thought, oh, and then you sent me one of you. You look much worse than I did coming out of surgery. I was like, oh, look at this. I get it done. And then the next day you probably ran in and did an emergency surgery or something like that. But you look like hell in a handcart.
Thank you. Again, why do I do this? Why am I on with you?
But now you are
45.
Exactly. I've told the story numerous times about how your mom used to lie about her age. And then you have to take your mom aside and say, "Mom, when you lie about your age and I'm standing next to you, people do the math."
Right. Well, she'd lie about our ages if we weren't there. How many kids do you have? Oh, well, one's 26 and the other one is 24. How old are you? 92. Okay. Yeah, we're believing you.
Or the other thing you should do, somehow it would come around and your mom would you're standing next to her and your mom would lie about her age and make herself 20 years younger. So your mom is 85 or something. Your mom goes, "Well, I'm 65 now." And then okay. And then you took your mom and said, Mom, let me explain something to you. When you say you're 65, okay, which you might be just a really old looking 65, they look at me and they do the math real fast. And they're like, either you had her when you were 5 or your daughter is the most shot out 38-year-old I think I've ever seen.
Or are you sisters? Are you sisters? Yeah. No, are you happy with your results? It takes 6 months to see real improvement, and then another after. He told me after a year, that's when you really see everything.
6 months. Joe told me I look good now.
Well, it's okay. I think. Gee, who's Joe working for? Huh?
No, but he's always looking after me on other stuff as well, like my shirts. He's made me throw out all my old cheap shirts and stuff like that. So we're tightening things up around here, Sherry. Ever since you left, we get the old battle axe out of here, and we just freewheeling it here at the John Curley Show. Hey, listen, I'll let you get back. I know you have other interviews. You're going to be doing Radio Row for the Super Bowl, so I'll let you continue to talk to everybody else. And your prediction again for the game, I can't remember. Hit the music there for Sherry's big prediction for the game. Your prediction? Oh, she lost. All right. Seahawks Patriots. Final score.
24-17.
Oh,
Is that possible?
And there, of
You
course.
get 24. I know you can get 17 if you had two touchdowns.
There is our NFL expert who knows all, reporting live from Northern California, reporting on the biggest sporting event of the year. Sherry Elliker.
Love.
Love. There she goes, out the door. Thank you, Sherry. Here comes Nate checking traffic, Nathan.
Oh, yeah. It's a slow roll through downtown Seattle this afternoon. First of all, North 5 at Olive Way. We've got this ongoing collision taking up 2 left lanes. Ironically, there's just a brief backup here. But prior to that, it's stacked up from the West Seattle Bridge past I-90. And then again from Mercer across the Ship Canal Bridge. All added up, 25 minutes to get through downtown. Once you get over that Ship Canal Bridge, you're all clear until you reach Shoreline. And from there, it's just a little crowded through Linwood. But you're close to freeway speeds. Seattle to Linwood, another half hour. South 5 is packed at Ravenna in the U District, I-90. Linwood to Seattle, we've improved to 25 minutes. Bellevue to Linwood is going to take you a half hour. Nothing too heavy here. In fact, just scattered slowing between Kirkland and Totem Lake, and again between Canyon Park and Alderwood. South 405 slows from 520, though, to the Renton Landing. You're really thick from Northeast 8th and Bellevue to Cold Creek Parkway. Bellevue to Renton, plan on a half hour. And we've got a big collision that just happened here about 2 minutes ago in JBLM. It's North 5 at Bridgeport Way, blocking 3 right lanes. Right now, we're looking at a 1.5 mile solid backup. This is about to grow exponentially here in the next few minutes. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me? JSN!
Congratulations, Jackson Smith.
Jigba, you know, he's sicker than most when he run the post.
The NFL's AP Offensive Player of the Year, rewriting the Seahawks record books with his electrifying season.
JSN has it! Touchdown! Seahawks!
And this is where you hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call Super Bowl 60 Sunday at 3. KIRO News Radio.
Your home should be your sanctuary. There's nothing worse than coming home at the end of a long day to disorganized chaos. Let Closets by Design step in. John Curley here for Closets by Design. They transformed our closets and garage into a perfectly organized space. If your closets are just busting at the seams, it's time to call in the pros at Closets by Design Seattle. The free in-home consult allows you to look at materials, colors, and finish options. They measure everything, and help you design the perfect system for your space, all for free. They do more than just closets, too. Garages, home offices, even laundry rooms. And right now, they're offering huge end-of-the-year savings up to 40% off, plus an additional 15% off, and 18 months financing and free installation. Go to closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to schedule your free in-home design consultation today. That's closetsbydesign.com or 1-800-BY-DESIGN. Tell them Curly sent you.
Give your attic an overhaul with new insulation from Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation. Stay cool all summer, slash utility bills, and boost your home's air quality. Call now and get $300 off attic ceiling and ventilation, or visit us at guardianroofing.com.
Nick, did you know this is called quit time? Did you know what that is?
I do not know.
That means right about this time of the year, people quit their New Year's resolutions.
Oh, kind of like last year.
Okay, never mind. The important thing is that both of us made a New Year's resolution that we would take better care of ourselves for each other. And we're holding to that.
We are not flaming out because...
Longevity Medical Clinic. So we get the support of Longevity. We told them what our goals were, and they're like, absolutely, we'll get you in line. So they support me, they support you, and then as a couple, they're making us accountable for the decisions we make. So we're not going to be quitting on these things. I can't remember what your New Year's resolution was around the house.
My New Year's resolution around the house was that I was going to try to get you to start putting things away.
And I was going to get you to actually learn how to cook a piece of chicken.
Oh, well, that's for next year.
Okay, fine. Either way, we've got a team behind us. Do what Nick and I have done. Take a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
We live here in Washington. I travel all over the state for work.
Affordable short-term rentals help us stay together and make Hazel feel at home.
Now Olympia is considering a huge tax increase on short-term rentals,
pricing us and other families out, since more than half of short-term rentals here are used by Washingtonians.
Costs on everything are going up.
Please tell legislators not to make our trips more expensive, too.
Paid for by Airbnb helps our state thrive. Host PAC.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 3/22/26. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. Best Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Hi, I'm Jen from Sky Nursery. If you're like me, you're itching to get out in the garden and get your hands in the soil. So check out Sky's full schedule of gardening events to help you get ready for spring. Learn about pruning fruit trees, tips for roses, a 2-day Wonders of Willow festival, hanging basket workshops, and more. Want to grow your own vegetables? I'll be sharing insights from 2 decades of veggie gardening in the Northwest. Anyone can do it. Learn more and get ready for spring at skynursery.com.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice. DayandNight.net. Save $1,700 when you have Day and Night match your current furnace with a qualifying AC or heat pump.
Your furnace is lonely all by itself, but it doesn't have to be. With our Matchmaker Special, we'll match your furnace with a perfect air conditioner or heat pump to keep your furnace company and your home comfy all year round.
Match your furnace to a qualifying cooling system and save $1,700.
DayandNight.net. KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello. Emergency crews have evacuated 2 Snohomish County administration buildings at its headquarters in Everett. KIRO 7 TV's Elle Thomas has more.
It comes after a suspicious substance was found in a ballot box in the basement of one of those buildings. Detectives and a bomb squad are on scene right now trying to figure out what that substance is.
No estimate yet for when that building will reopen. 12s have descended on San Francisco for Super Bowl 60. They have flown in from all around the country. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports from San Francisco.
Gotta tell you, this area has been overrun with 12s.
Feels good. You know, you see a lot of people on the street and they say, "Go Hawks."
It's such a vibe. Everybody is just so excited, and then everybody treats you like family, and it's just such a fun time.
I've never met a single bad 12-man fan, so, you know, it's phenomenal.
Those 3 people right there, one was from San Diego, one was from Florida, and one was from Walla Walla.
Seahawks Super Bowl run is becoming big business for sports apparel shops around here. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin reports they're all seeing record-setting sales.
The Pro Image Sports across from Lumen Field is busy and bustling.
Nothing but complete excitement and mayhem in a good way.
It's selling the most gear out of more than 180 Pro Image shops across the country.
Set an all-time record on the conference championship game, and it was a blast in here. We pretty much had shoulder-to-shoulder customers all around.
It beat out stores in L.A., Philly, and Denver.
Debate over a proposed millionaire tax started today in Olympia. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay reports lawmakers heard from the public.
Brent Fry, founder of agriculture technology company TerraClear, says this tax would be destructive for the state by driving out small business owners.
These people will go elsewhere to keep what they've earned.
Kelly Diamond, a high school teacher from Spokane, says there's not enough money for education in this state, and that makes it nearly impossible for her to do her job.
The millionaire's tax will help bridge the divide between extreme wealth in our state and the realities of education in schools like mine.
Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
And now let's get to our real-time traffic desk on a Blue Friday. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, thanks, Aaron. Down in JBLM, we've got a big traffic concern. North 5 at Bridgeport Way. This collision blocking 3 right lanes, and you're in a 3-mile parking lot behind it right now. Olympia to Tacoma, we're up to 50 minutes. Tacoma to Olympia, going the other way, 45 minutes. Your biggest backup is through JBLM, closer to the main gate. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway is going to take you 40 minutes, which isn't bad for this time of day. The north end doing okay. It's the south end where it's bumper to bumper from Algona into Puyallup. Westbound 18 is solid from the Valley Freeway all the way over to I-5. Here in Seattle, North 5 at Olive Way, we've got a collision taking up 2 left lanes. There really isn't much of a backup there. The backup is further south approaching the West Seattle Bridge up to I-90, and then again past our accident scene from Mercer across the Ship Canal Bridge. It's about 25 minutes to clear downtown Seattle. And then South 5, we're packed from about Ravenna down to I-90, Linwood to Seattle, 25 minutes. Outside of this, pretty typical backups, if not lighter than normal. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
And we are seeing some increasing clouds for tonight. Soggy for Saturday. Many spots receiving up to half an inch of rain. Come Sunday, mainly rainy for the southern third of the area. Right now, 59 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
While the world watches winter sports, important news, and weather doesn't take a break as athletes take to the ice, KIRO 7 News is here, so you know what's happening now. Check in and catch up on live breaking news as it happens, in-depth investigations that impact your safety and wallet, and KIRO 7 pinpoint weather that prepares you when winter is no game. When you need to know, we're here, always updating, always new, always on. KIRO 7 News at 4, 5, 6, and 7 p.m. only on KIRO 7 TV.
Here we go, everybody. Good job.
Let's go, Hawk.
Oh, hey, haven't introduced you yet, Dan. Hang on. It's the John Curley Show.
Okay.
Dan Redwine, my buddy, joins me. I didn't realize that you were such a big Seahawks fan.
You know, I was really hardcore for 20 years, and then kids and work and stuff. I love the Hawks, man. I'm just in the season of life where I got to pick and choose, my battles. So
right. I thought you were more into the sissy sports.
I do love soccer. Let's talk about it.
I didn't say it was a sissy sport. What are you saying that about soccer for?
Let's talk about how you don't know what a spread is and how sports gambling works. My text thread with you today, you're like, I don't even know how any of this works.
You know why?
Because
underdog. Because I'm a good Christian and I don't believe in the vice of gambling. So when you sent me this thing the other day saying, "Oh, I decided to sell my Bitcoin," which I didn't know you had Bitcoin. Why? So what motivated that? And then what'd you decide to do with all the money you got out of your Bitcoin?
Yeah, so quick disclaimer, I don't recommend this. I'm not endorsing Coinbase. I'm not some guru. If you have a gambling problem, call the gambling hotline. This is a really bizarre situation. So I bought Bitcoin in 2020 at $16,000 because my friend was like, hey, you should get some Bitcoin and throw it in this software that trades it for you across all the different cryptos. Because there's a million different cryptos out there, and I didn't know anything other than my buddy Jack Bentler, who's really smart, was like, hey, buy some Bitcoin, throw it in the software. Well, you know me, John, my ADHD kicked in, and about 5 minutes later, I forgot the whole software part and just had this Bitcoin. About 6 months ago, I look and it's worth $5,700. I mean, I didn't check my Coinbase account in 4 or 5 years. I just didn't care.
Yeah.
I got busy. I just figured, whatever. If it goes up, it goes up. If it goes down, it goes down. I just kind of treated it like a long-term investment that, maybe would pay off when my kids were 80 years old or whatever. But so I was on last night looking in Coinbase, and I didn't know they did this. It said, do you want to use your crypto to bet on the big game? And I'm like, you know what? I didn't even care that I had this money. I would have been happy to cash out, $2,000 and double my money. But I thought, you know what, let's just put it all on the Hawks. And so I put it all on the Hawks, which if I win, I think I get $4,800 or something. I don't even get the odds are so good that they're not even offering a spread, at least in this Coinbase thing that they're doing. And they're trying to get you to do 5 bets to win $1 million worth of Bitcoin. And I didn't do any of that. I just put it all in the Hawks and kept it simple. But that was an interesting, I wasn't planning on doing that, but the user experience was pretty good. I mean, Coinbase is a multi-billion-dollar crypto wallet that can do a lot of different things. I use probably, 1/1 millionth of the power of Coinbase.
Yeah.
And I just thought it'd be a fun way. And this should probably be a good indicator that everyone should bet on the Patriots if Dan's taking the Hawks and I'm this sure about something. So I'm sorry if I cost everyone a Super Bowl in Seattle by making this bet, but that's probably what will happen. So
there's only one guy that I know I spoke to that's a bigger jinx for the Seahawks, and that's Joel McHale. Joel said he had been to 3 games this year, and all 3 the Seahawks lost. So I think the game against the Rams, he said he was going to fly all the way to Perth, Australia, so he could be as far away from the game as possible, so that his bad juju doesn't affect the game. So I haven't gotten an invite over to your house that I can gracefully turn down yet. So are you having a party?
I mean, I'm in Tucson. I love Cle Elum, but I could not get out of there fast enough this winter. It's been brutal. We've had like a couple awesome snow days and some bluebird, and then it's just been, I don't know what's going on, but like the last 4 weeks, it's just been foggy and cloudy and cold and miserable. And I went full Kurt Cobain mode, and I'm like, I got to get out of here. And I just basically told my wife, I'm like, hey, I'll take the girls, but I got to go. And I want to watch the game with my dad. He's a big Hawks fan. My first memories of the Seahawks, I walked in and watched Rufus Porter just destroy someone on a kickoff. And I know we all love Steve Largent and Kurt Warner, and those guys were amazing, but Rufus Porter was my dude growing up. And that to me, I'll always remember those games going to the Kingdome with my dad. And so yeah, my dad and I are going to watch the game in Tucson together, just pretty chill. But what are you going to do for the game, John?
You know what? We used to get invited to these parties and stuff. And I said, and then we went to one, and Nick's like, I just want to get out of here. And I said, why? She goes, I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. And it was his house we went to. Our buddy Tiger invited us to this place, and there was a TV in other rooms, like, I don't know, 200 or 300 people in this giant house, TVs in every single room. And I walk into the one room, and I didn't realize that they were watching. They had one TV they could see, and the other one was delayed by like about 10 seconds or 5 seconds. Oh. So I'd walk in, and the guy's like, bet you anything. I'll bet you $5 there's an interception. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll bet you that. I throw $5, and the guy goes, too bad you lost. So I lost like $15. Then someone goes, excuse me, hey, dude, that TV, that's a 10-second delay on that. It's like, okay, all right, I'm getting hell out of this room. So we went into another room. Yeah. We went into another room, and Nick goes, I was going to stick around for the halftime show. I said, why? She goes, oh, I love Beyonce. She makes me feel all randy and sexy and stuff. So. So Beyonce finished, and then we left, and
there we go.
We had our own Super Bowl. Let me tell you, there was an illegal use of the hands.
Yeah. Well, did you? I remember now the year that I took a year off of football. I was in like 2 fantasy leagues, a pick'em league. I mean, I was really into it, and then. In 2016, 17, we did that crazy RV thing, where we traveled for a year together. And it kind of forced me to take a break. I was trying to remember, like, when did I really check out of football? So it's been 10 years. So I think it's time to get back in the saddle. But that 1 year that I took off, it kind of broke the spell a little bit. And now I see the game as, I still love the game, but, some of the calls and things, you're like, does the NFL really want the Chiefs to win every game? And, I know all these guys really want to win, but I'm a conspiracy theorist. I love a good conspiracy theory.
Just for anyone that has taken anything from you and think this guy really seems to know what he's talking about. You got an RV, and then we have 30 seconds. You got an RV. You put your kids in it. So how many people were in the RV altogether?
6 of us. A 1-year-old, a 3-year-old. Yeah. My 4 girls. Yeah. Which there's a 10-year spread.
3 were the ages?
1, 3, 10, and 12.
And traveled around the United States in an RV for how long?
11 months. Yep. And this is before it was cool to do that. Now everyone's like, oh yeah, we have an RV, and we're going off grid, and everyone thought I was crazy, but it was the best year of our life. If you ever have the opportunity to do it, just go for it. It'll ruin your career, and you'll have no retirement, but I would highly recommend it. Yeah. So.
Well, Dan Redwine, you're going to make it all back on the Seahawks beating the Patriots. All right. I'll see when you get back home. Invite me to a party, and I'll come up with a reason not to go, okay?
Okay. Thanks, John. Thanks, Joe.
Bye-bye. Bye, Dan. All right, there we go. See that?
How about that?
Let's go to Nate, check your traffic. Nathan?
Here I am. All right, JBLN, we have a big collision north 5 at Bridgeport Way, blocking 3 right lanes. We've got about a 4-mile bumper-to-bumper parking lot behind it right now. Olympia to Tacoma, we're pushing 1 hour. Westbound 18, bumper-to-bumper from the Valley Freeway over to I-5. As far as I can tell, this is just volume. North 5, scattered backups in the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal Bridge. Good news, we just cleared that collision at Olive Way out of your way. We had a couple lanes blocked, so right now 25 minutes to get through downtown Seattle. South 5, it's packed at Ravenna in the U District to I-90. Linwood to Seattle's down to 25 minutes. And we've got a new crash up in Linwood. It's North 5 at 44th. It blocks 2 left general purpose lanes, and the HOV lane, Seattle to Linwood right now, is at a half hour. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Hi, I'm Charlie Harder.
And I'm Amanda Factor.
Seahawks, Patriots.
Monday morning, Luke Ducey joins us from the Bay Area to wrap up the big game.
Hopefully we'll be celebrating, planning for a parade. Go Hawks!
5 volatile weeks for the economy. A warning from CBS business analyst Jill Schlesinger to beware the bandwagon.
Sully has traffic every 10 minutes.
Hope you can join us Monday, 5 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News.
On KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM. Subscribe to the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel and watch live.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Rain on game day doesn't faze Dave. He's already got his poncho. Just needs to do something about those wipers. So Dave heads to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone,
where a friendly AutoZoner helps him get premium quiet wipers and some hand warmers.
You're all set.
Now, if only his team can handle the elements as well as his new wipers. Get wipers, glass cleaner, and more with no hassles, just help at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This President's Day, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Benjamin Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G service. What's up with that? Ben Franklin wasn't even a president. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be in business with an American wireless company that supports our vets in a big way and keeps all their customer service in this country. That's important. And you'll be on the same towers the big carriers use, so you'll get the same 5G service without the inflated price. So hang on to your Benjamins and switch to Pure Talk for a Jackson and a Lincoln. No contract, no hidden fees. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll get 50% off your first month when you switch. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, for an American wireless company that is truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
This is Chris Davis with the Davis Law Group. Did you know that a pedestrian does not have to be crossing the street on a marked crosswalk to have a successful legal claim against the driver? Pedestrians can even be partially at fault for a collision and still have a valuable claim. Call us today for a free consultation or get my free book on pedestrian accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com. That's Davis Law Group, better service and even better results.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs?
The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
John Curley here. We value things that last. Local businesses, relationships, community. That's Madrona Financial and CPAs. They've been serving Washington families for decades, combining taxes and investments under one roof. Most firms just do one or the other, but not both. That's why Madrona offers the Madrona Analysis, a simple review of income, taxes, and investments in one plan. Call 833-673-7373 for your complimentary Madrona Analysis. Madrona Financial and CPAs. Local, trusted, and here to put the whole picture together.
We live here in Washington. I travel all over the state for work.
Affordable short-term rentals help us stay together and make Hazel feel at home.
Now Olympia is considering a huge tax increase on short-term rentals.
Pricing us and other families out, since more than half of short-term rentals here are used by Washingtonians.
Costs on everything are going up.
Please tell legislators not to make our trips more expensive too.
Paid for by Airbnb helps our state thrive. Host PAC.
Welcome back, everybody, to the John Curley Show. Coming up in just a little bit, you're not going to want to miss how to watch a football game. Plus, we'll also ask him the one thing you can say at the game, even if you don't know a whole lot about the Seahawks, football, Super Bowl, or anything. He will give you the one thing you need to say for everybody to go, wow, that guy really knows what he's talking. That gal really knows what you're talking about. And have you tried the 7-layer dip? There is, if you ever drive I-90 heading west, coming out of Cleellum or heading on out there going towards Issaquah, look up to the right. There is a big 12 up there. And according to some people, Como News says, well, here's the guy behind the flag.
It's become a yearly tradition for Michael Truding to put a spotlight on his backyard, one with a clear and towering view over the interstate in Issaquah.
We got to the year 2013-14. We just bought a big blue tarp and painted a 12 on it, just white paint, and threw it up as high as we could up in the trees up here.
It started as a homemade craft with close friend Miguel Galvin, raising their new 12 banner in the preseason.
Pretty easy to get up and down.
And lowering it once the season ends. What's now grown into a crisscross of ropes and pulleys keeping the 25 by 25 banner in place came after years of trial and error.
It's a labor of love. It is. It is.
The duo even got some help from the Seahawks themselves, who connected them to the team's very own flag supplier.
It's just this huge beacon in the sky, and you know you're coming around the bend and you're in, 12's country at this point.
A beacon that the community has helped fundraise for in the past, a way of saying thank you for some.
By the way, aren't there some people that don't like it? Wasn't that part of the story?
Well, not this one in particular, but the last time it came up, we had a bunch of people text in and say, we hate this thing. It ruins the picturesque landscape. It's a blight on the mountainside, and we wish it would go away.
I never knew it was a tarp. I always thought it was painted on the rock.
600 square feet. No, it's a big
Yeah,
tarp.
okay. Just, speed up. Get out of the left lane. I'm assuming the people that have a problem that are also in the left lane, possibly with their blinker on. Don't look at it. It's only one thing, right? We don't have any billboards, none of that other stuff. Oh, hold on. It's a blight. Go into Seattle and enjoy some of the graffiti everywhere. That's not I'm complaining about that. Yeah, the 12th thing really bothers me. I'm going to assume they probably don't care about football and they just want to, complain about something. So, too bad. It's only up there for the season. Then he takes it down again.
I didn't realize he ever took it down. I thought it was there year-round.
I did too. I think it's up there all the time.
Maybe that was the early years.
Yeah, I think it's up there all the time. By the way, we still have to give away the Steve Largent signed jersey.
Have you thought of a way yet?
I think what we should do is we should ask everybody during the game when the people going craziest. You get video of if you are the craziest fan jumping around, doing everything when they win, whatever it is, and then Joe will decide, and I will decide, and Teeny, of course, will be involved. And send us the videos, and then we will watch them, put them all up, and then we'll let the people decide. So sign Steve Largent jersey, classic Seahawks jersey for the fan. So we'll get your videos. They go up, and the people will vote. And then we will choose from everybody's vote.
We will vote.
Just us. We're not leaving it. Okay, good. Just up to us and Teeny, who deserves the fling. So you can send it. Where they send it to, Joe?
John Curley Show at 973KIRO.com.
Okay, John Curley Show at 973KIRO.com.
Yep.
Okay, and we'll also put up something on Instagram to remind you. So the Steve Largent jersey, signed by Steve Largent, the legend himself. You get it. Just send us video of everybody just going crazy. It's especially, probably just right before the Seahawks win the Super Bowl. Don't mean to jinx anything, but that'll be great. Plus, if for some real weird reason they don't win, it'll be ironically humorous. Sort of. Okay. No, really. Okay, here's Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
Yes, sir. North 5 and Bridgeport Way, we still have this collision blocking 3 right lanes. That leaves just one lane open to the far left. So right now, we have a 5-mile bumper-to-bumper backup that starts at the JBLM main gate, Olympia to Tacoma, now over an hour and 5 minutes. Westbound 18, we're still bumper-to-bumper from about the West Valley Highway over to I-5. We're slowly seeing improvement here. Federal Way to Tacoma is at 20 minutes. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway has peaked, and we're already starting to clear out. We're down to 35 minutes. It's still thick in the south end, though, between Algona onto 512 and Puyallup. North 5, scattered backups between the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal Bridge. 25 minutes to get through downtown. South 5 is packed at Ravenna to I-90, Linwood to Seattle, right around 25 minutes as well. Now, up in Linwood, we've got a crash North 5 at 44th. It has 3 lanes blocked, 2 left general purpose and the HOV, and we're backed up bumper to 185th and Shoreline. Seattle to Linwood right now is at 40 minutes. In comparison, Bellevue to Linwood, just a half hour. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 3/22/26. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. Best Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Charlie's battery is struggling to start. Not ideal before the tailgate, so he goes to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone.
Where a friendly AutoZoner tests his battery for free. Looks like he needs a new one, so he gets a Duralast battery.
Have fun and stay warm.
And he makes it to the tailgate early enough to get his favorite spot. Free battery testing and charging. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo.
Your best source for local news.
Newly released police video shows the arrest of a 17-year-old.
KIRO Newsradio.
You know what? Let's throw a party this year for the big game.
Hey, we can invite our friends over and all take turns yelling at the TV during the game.
But first, we should get a new TV.
Yeah, like one of the top-rated brands, Samsung, LG, or Sony.
Okay, so I'll start shopping on the internet, then head over to the Warehouse Club to compare.
But if that's all we do, we'll be sorry.
Why?
Because the best deals on those top-rated TVs are at video only, not online or at the club.
Video only has better deals?
Yep. We could save up to $500 if we shop smart.
Then we could afford a larger model and really impress our friends.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
It's home show season. To celebrate, Lake Washington Windows and Doors is giving you 20% off and a lifetime installation warranty, plus 12 months to pay with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest financing. See us at the home shows or visit lakewashingtonwindows.com.
2 more days until Super Bowl 60. The only station where you hear Steve Rabel call the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle. This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. President Trump has spoken to South Carolina Republican Senator Tim Scott after Scott called on him to take down a controversial video posted on the president's social media site. CBS's Linda Kenyon.
While several Republicans urged President Trump to take down the video that depicted former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama as apes, the president personally called Senator Scott. Scott is the only black Republican in the U.S. Senate. He's chairman of the National Republican Senatorial Committee, and he's a Trump loyalist. He called the video, quote, the most racist thing I've seen out of this White House. While White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt initially defended the video, the president told Scott the post was a staffer's mistake. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
On Monday, members of Congress will be able to start reviewing the unredacted version of the Epstein files. CBS's Scott McFarland.
Asking a member of Congress to go into a room and look at 3 million pages of records is an ambitious task because if you had a whole team of people, it would take you many weeks to go through 3 million pages. We know this from experience because we've had a team of people and we're still going through the 3 million pages that are out there.
No electronic devices allowed in the reading room. On the East Coast, work on the nation's biggest transportation effort known as the Gateway Tunnel Project is grinding to a halt with hundreds of construction workers facing layoffs due to an indefinite suspension in federal funding by the Trump administration. CBS's Weijia Zhang reports.
The White House earlier this week, or I should say late last month, issued a statement to say that it's Chuck Schumer and Democrats who are standing in the way of a deal for the Gateway Tunnel project by refusing to negotiate with the Trump administration.
The $16 billion project is intended to create a new set of rail tunnels under the Hudson River connecting New York and New Jersey. Nancy Guthrie disappeared 6 days ago. Authorities believe she was taken against her will, and now CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti reports.
Sheriff's deputies cleared the street in front of Nancy Guthrie's home, telling me that detectives were returning to search the property. What they are looking for at this hour is unclear, but it comes after the FBI has confirmed it received a second message.
As the Patriots and Seahawks refine their game plans before kickoff of Super Bowl 60 on Sunday, the security plan is already in motion with expected anti-ICE protests. CBS's Chris Van Cleve also reports from San Francisco.
There will be a no-fly zone in effect around the Super Bowl on Sunday. There are fighter jets and helicopters staged to respond. That includes a no-drone zone. There's also a team out hunting for Super Bowl fakes. They've seized more than $33 million in counterfeit goods so far.
This is CBS News.
Follow and listen to CBS News Roundup on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Coming up, we'll take you live to Radio Row at Super Bowl 60. But first, we have Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. Home Comfort Alliance has our update. We've got some busy spots out there today. North 5 at Bridgeport Way. This collision continues to block 3 of your 4 lanes. That's 3 right lanes. And we've got a bumper-to-bumper backup that starts way back at the JBL and main gate. Olympia to Tacoma, an hour, 10 minutes right now. Westbound 18 continues to struggle. Bumper-to-bumper from the West Valley Highway over to I-5. This is just volume because we have a slight backup there on southbound I-5 and Federal Way. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway. We are clearing out here. We're down to 35 minutes, but it's still thick in the south end from Algona all the way on to 512 in Puyallup. Again, just volume. North 5 in Seattle, scattered backups from the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. About 25 minutes to make it through downtown Seattle. South 5 gets thick in the U District to I-90. Linwood to Seattle, also about 25 minutes. We've got a crash up in Linwood. North 5 at 44th, blocking 2 left general purpose lanes in the HOV. We're now backed up bumper to 155th. Seattle to Linwood will take you 40 minutes. Again, in comparison, Bellevue to Linwood, just a half hour. For nearly 50 years, 90,000 homeowners have trusted Home Comfort Alliance. Right now, save up to $2,000 on new heating and cooling systems. Call the comfort people at homecomfortalliance.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening. I'm Aaron Gordillo on a Super Bowl Blue Friday. The 12s are flooding the city by the bay. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is there, joining us live from Radio Row in San Francisco. Hello, Luke.
Hey, hello, Aaron. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon from Radio Row, where we're still going on with local programming. Let me show you what I mean. You might recognize these folks behind me from our sister station, 710 Seattle Sports, the Wyman and Bob Show, live right now. But as we pan over, you can see that Radio Row, well, they're shutting down. Usually Saturdays, nothing going on here. Ready to move on to Super Bowl Sunday. You know, across the street from where we're standing, though, the NFL experience is jam-packed with fans from all over the world. 12s outnumbering Patriots fans by far here in San Francisco, but 49ers fans outnumbering all of us, and they are not happy to see the blue and the action green.
It kind of sucks. We only want to see our team repping. We don't like to see our rival.
I hope you guys enjoy the city, but no love for the Seahawks, though.
No love for the Seahawks, but I'll tell you what, the Seahawks logo is painted on and on the field in the end zone at Levi's Stadium right now. That blue and action green right there with all those red chairs in that stadium. There will be plenty of 12s packing that stadium come this Sunday. Live in San Francisco, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you, Luke. You love to see it. Also, what you love to see, the Seahawks' final injury report for the season looks promising. The team is healthy. Overall, only 2 players now listed as questionable. Their fullback, Robbie Oots, and offensive lineman Josh Jones. Everybody else was a full participant in practice today. That includes rookie safety Nicky Manwari, who suffered a minor ankle sprain on Wednesday. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch now tells us about a major federal takedown of a street gang in Tacoma.
Federal officials say this gun and drug trafficking operation is affiliated with the Black Gangster Disciple street gang. On Tuesday, 14 members were arrested and now face federal indictment. Guns, cryptocurrency, cash, and drugs were confiscated. Robert Ciccone is with the DEA.
The stadium down in Santa Ana probably holds 72,000 people, so multiply that by 7. That's the number of people that could potentially have a fatal overdose.
Agents also seized more than 100 so-called Glock switches that turn a semi-automatic gun into a machine gun. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Forecast now. Good-looking sunset at this hour. We'll see, though, increasing clouds tonight ahead of a wet weekend. Soggy for Saturday and not quite as wet on Sunday, but still off and on showers expected. Right now, 59 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Shotgun snap to Stafford. 9 seconds left. Stafford looks, fires. Ball is caught. Puka Nacua slides out of bounds. No! Clock keeps moving. Seahawks win, and the Seahawks are going back to the Super Bowl. Can you believe it?
Seahawks! All right, here we go. The most talented young broadcaster in the Pacific Northwest joining us on the line now. Right, Roller! We're foregoing your walk-on music because we've got so much to talk about. I had Joe get some pictures of you in the box, the metaphorical box, which turned into the actual box for you to watch the Seahawks destroy the Broncos. And we'll put it up on the Instagram page, the John Curley Show page. And can you just, before we get into the game coming up on Sunday, can you explain why, when you were a little kid, the metaphorical box, which turned into a real box, needed to be there? What did that mean?
Yeah, well, the ideas were being floated around throughout the week as far as like, well, what are we going to do for the game? There was certain friends of ours that were throwing parties, and the idea was, so, well, we could go over to this person's house, or we could go to this bar, we could go downtown. And the whole, I mean, even the thought of that made me shudder. I was just like, I can't stand that. I don't want to be caught in some small talk conversation. How is the third grade going? and be caught, maybe missing a couple of plays. So I had this sort of, like I said, theoretical idea of like, no, I don't want to go anywhere. My perfect situation would be I'd like to watch the game in a cardboard box, as in like, let me just nestle in and cut some eye holes out for me. And I can just be, I don't want one iota of my attention to be diluted. I want to be completely 100%. This game just needs to be ingested into my veins.
Yes.
And you took that literally.
Yes.
And you went to, I don't know.
Albert Lee. I went to Albert Lee. Albert Lee. I got a box at Albert Lee. The guy says, well, it was a small refrigerator. I said, perfect. Got it. And I didn't take it apart or knock it down. I put it in the back of the car and brought it home and then cut a hole in it. And I remember you came home from school.
Yeah.
And I said, here's your box. Here's your box. And you go, Dad, I was talking about a metaphorical box.
Even at my young age, I was sort of just literal and annoying. Well, anyway, yeah, and it was great. And I'm wondering where that box is. I need to go back to Albert Lee, because here we go again. Because we got lazy the next year for that Patriots game. We went, oh, well, we won it last year. Maybe the box isn't totally necessary. Definitely necessary. I threw a bowl of Skittles up against the wall because we did invite people over. And the fall after the interception at the goal line that we don't like to talk about, someone turned to me and went, wait, so what does that mean? Is it over? Well, I guess there's always next year, right? We want to avoid those situations if at all possible. And everyone around the state of Washington should be trying to avoid those type of interactions. So I'm wondering where that box is, because I'm going to need it for Sunday, because I have no plans.
Yeah. I'm assuming you will assume the normal position for the game, which is you make sure Marcus the cat is well fed. You then get like this ottoman thing that you sit on. Yeah. There's no one else in your apartment. It's just you and the television. That's for the kickoff. And then the rest of the game, you spend walking back and forth across the carpet of the apartment, stopping to watch, and then between snaps, it's more pacing back and forth and back and forth. I assume it'll be much like that on Sunday.
Probably. I hope I don't have to break out the pacing efforts, because that usually means we're in a bit of a vice script kind of game. In fact, I've gone so far in week 4 or 5 maybe 3, we played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I actually put on a headset and started calling fake plays. That's what the team needed from me that week. So that's, kind of the bounds of where I'm willing to go with this. But yeah, I'll get into the saddle for the game. And hopefully I won't have to pace. Usually pacing means I'm not too confident. But yeah, I think it's going to be so much fun. I mean, I've just waited 12 years for this. And when you're young and you go to back-to-back Super Bowls, you start to think the gravy train's never going to run out. And then we've been in sort of these dark ages. In fact, the whole time we've been doing Talking Sports with Rye, the Seahawks haven't even come close, to give you some idea.
Yes.
So they're back, and I'm so excited, and I'm optimistic, very optimistic for the game.
Yeah. What are some of the things that you look at? And we talked before we got you on the air, and you're like, I don't know, this is going to just, they're going to run all over the Pats, that they don't even deserve to be on the field with the Seahawks.
Yeah, I would encourage Seahawks fans not to be co-opted, because that's what Super Bowl media frenzy is all about. We have 2 weeks before the game, so we got to fill those 2 weeks with a bunch of hot air. And you're going to get a lot of people, and you've gotten a lot of people, who are trying to tell you, oh, well, the Patriots, look at this. Hey, they're 9-0 when they wear their white jerseys. Get out of here. This is not a team that belongs on the field with us. They have backdoored their way into this opportunity, and whatever happens, whether this is a blowout or whether it's close, whether it's high scoring or low scoring, we are the cat. They need to, and they are the mouse. They need to come in and prove that they can stop 99 and stop 91 and stop 21 and stop 3. They need to prove that they know how to defend 11 and how they can get to 14. They have the question marks. The ball is in their court. We can pretty much roll the thing out there and play our style of football and beat this team. They're the ones that have the large assignment on their hands, and Seattle is a proven roster. Not only are we good, the Patriots can make a case that they're good, which that's not even a case I'm really totally convinced of. But not only do we have a case that we're good, we've proved it. We've climbed the mountain. We played the best team in the NFL 3 times and beat them twice, more significantly in the NFC Championship. We're a galvanized roster. We're a proven roster. We've been taken into deep water and come out surviving and thriving. Whereas the Patriots, that regular season schedule is just so silly and soft. And I look at their offense. Who are we going to throw the ball to? Stephon Diggs?
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's got a rap sheet that's like 2 pages long. He's dating some rock star in some pathetic attempt to try to keep up with Travis Kelce on the celebrity scale. Stephon Diggs is a non-factor. And then the rest of these guys were a big reason why the Patriots only won 4 games last year. This is not a good roster. They drafted a left tackle who's like 6'2" and 250 pounds. That guy is getting driven back into the showers tomorrow. It's not a good, or on Sunday. It is not a good team. And I don't care about what they did against Denver or Los Angeles Chargers or against Houston. There's plenty of excuses for that matchup. And it's a second-year quarterback who's looked awful these playoffs. The Seahawks have got it right there. I would encourage Seahawks fans, don't take the propaganda. Of course, they're going to try to convince you this game will be close. This is going to be a victory lap for Seahawks fans on Sunday.
Do the players, McDonald is such a steady hand at the wheel, and I'm sure he has already made sure that the players are not starting to think, well, we already have this in hand, because you don't want to underestimate, they say, on any given Sunday. So have you heard or seen anything from the coach that tells you he's tamping down expectations, or at least he has the players exactly where he wants them?
Yeah, and that's what gives me even more faith, is that with a guy like McDonald, you know there's not going to be any rah-rah. You're not going to be flying too high. There's not going to be any emotion, right? It's just stone cold. He's got those black, lifeless eyes. He's a killer. And this team are a bunch of killers. And you look at what we did to the Saints. Look at what we did to the Cardinals. Look at what we did to the Commanders. We blew teams out this year. We would go into the week, the Titans, we'd go into the week and it would be like, hey, the Titans are not very good. what are you going to do to him this week? And we would all think, because we're used to the Pete Carroll ideology where it's like, God, I mean, the Seahawks, they could lose to anyone, but they could also beat anyone. It was that crazy gamble. McDonald, we would roll out there and kick butt. So I think the McDonald part of this is even better. And then the one thing I would also say, we got a big scare this week. Nick Emanwari limped off the practice field, and Emanwari, we've been talking about him. He is phenomenal, rookie, kind of a nickel, kind of a safety, kind of a linebacker hybrid, sort of a place boundary corner as well. He's terrific. He has a low ankle sprain, so everybody was nervous, but it looks like he will play. And we watched even in that Rams game, the Rams could do whatever they wanted to us on offense, but the one place they would not dare to touch was Emanwari because he could shut them down. So Nick will play, although he did injure himself in practice this week.
You know, when you watch those guys, when we had a chance to watch when they defeated the Rams, and you were pointing out a number of them, but that guy in particular, the way those safeties are able to collapse and move in with 4.4 speed or something, plus carrying 200 and some pounds, they are like missiles. It's not like Earl. Your buddy Earl, smaller, but still would sacrifice much of his body in order to stop somebody. But the speed and how the defense is set up and how they're able to just collapse on plays so fast, shutting everything down. So for you, sure, because you're there in Lake Chelan and you're kind of a celebrity there from KOZI, have you already started getting requests for you to attend parties?
I got a couple, just friendly invites, and I politely declined, and people pretty much understood why at this point. I mean, it's how many games have the Seahawks played this year? Like 20? I've been invited to about 20 of these things, and I haven't gone to any of them, so they're starting to take the hint. I don't watch games with other people. End of. So yeah, a couple. And then the one thing on Emanwari is you talk about his prowess as a rookie. Yeah, and that's a big thing with the Seahawks is that we play a very light, sort of modern defense where we've taken one of the linebackers, those traditional, think Bobby Wagner body types off the field, and we've replaced them with a more hybrid player, and Nick Emanwari is that player. So you need someone who can guard and cover the slot receiver, which is very difficult to do, especially if you're a linebacker type and can tackle running backs. You need to tackle running backs, get off blocks of offensive linemen, guard the slot, guard boundary receivers, and also drop into deep halves and quarters of the field. So it's a really difficult position. Emanwari's had a lot on his plate this year, but man, has he just made leaps and bounds. He just got snubbed. They gave the rookie or defensive rookie of the year to some linebacker from Cleveland. Emanwari got completely snubbed. That was absolutely his award. The reason the Seahawks are in the Super Bowl right now, in no small part to Nick Emanwari, but no, you got to give it to the guy with a good haircut.
I wanted just one other thing we had talked about also at the game, and we've always chatted about this, that the Seahawks' ability to see talent and grab players and then form them into a Seahawk player like a Witherspoon. Because we watched him last year as a rookie, and I was like, man, that guy is everywhere. There is not a play happening that he is not at least getting his hand on something, even as the ball is coming to an end and the whistle blows. So these guys, when you watch the game and you see the intensity that they play, and people are start to compare them to the Legion of Boom, right? But this is a different defense.
Yeah, so that was silly. I saw that Ernest Jones, the verbal and maybe physical leader of our defense, was asked about that today in media. Compare yourself to the Legion of Boom. Just a really stupid question. I mean, what's the point of that?
Yeah.
Right? It's two different eras. How are you going to compare defenses? It's like the whole, LeBron, MJ, let's talk about who the greatest basketball. They're all great. Why don't we just fill both of their glasses up with greatness juice? It's like, why do we got to take from one glass and pour it into the other? And by the way that the 2013, 2014 Legion of Boom defense played a completely different style and was predicated on different principles and leverage techniques and physicality than this current modern day Seahawks defense. But what McDonald has done coming in here, and when you talk about that hard identifying prospects, identifying talent, Witherspoon, of course, is a slam dunk pick. We got him out of the Russell Wilson trade. Just for people to see just the beautiful genius tapestry, how this all winds together. We trade Russell Wilson. Whether you agreed or disagreed with it, it ended up being the right move, and that got us the pick from Denver. Denver ended up being terrible that year, so we were able to take a top 10 pick on Witherspoon. Bang! Brilliant, right? And then this year, Schneider, who wins Executive of the Year, goes out and gets Emin Worry in the second round, which that means every team in the NFL passed on that guy. And Seattle picked him up in the second round after getting a left guard who's been phenomenal this year. So it's no mystery why Schneider is the Executive of the Year, why McDonald was a Head Coach of the Year candidate. It's just a first-class organization. These people know what they're doing. And there's so many other teams that are just sort of treading water in mediocrity or in incompetence for years and years and years. Seattle was never like that. We were able to move off that Legion of Boom roster and keep the plane in the air. We were never a 2-14 team or a 4-12 team where fans just give up once it becomes December. We were always competitive. And then we lose Russell. It's time to cut ties with him. That's fair, right? He's a big market player. He had bigger dreams. We were done with him. We trade him. We keep the plane in the air. Geno Smith comes along and plays good football, plays competitive football. We make the playoffs in the first year. By the way, we were the Vegas odd teams to be the worst team in the NFL that year, and we made the playoffs. The next year, Pete Carroll's final year as a Seahawk, 9 wins, had a chance to make the playoffs late in that year. Ultimately, the roster just wasn't quite ready. And then we bring McDonald in, keeping the aircraft flying while we're building it. It's just brilliant. And Seahawks fans need to be happy as we go into this game. Just realize you have been spoiled. We are almost like Yankee fans in the sense that we've never look at other great teams in this league. Look at the Niners, who are always, it seems like they're perennially in it every single year. Well, every 5 years for the Niners, they get 3 wins and they have a top 5 pick. The Seahawks have always been able to keep their head above water, and it's just brilliant. And it's all culminated in this great roster, which goes along with our great draft class, our great free agency signings, bringing in Sam Darnold, and here we are in the Super Bowl with a pretty good chance to win it. It's just, you have to be so happy and be aware and mindful of how spoiled we are as football fans in Seattle.
Give the people that are going to be at those parties one really smart thing to say so that somebody then thinks, man, this guy really knows what he's talking about.
I would say I would watch for the way Seattle defends the run in the first half. And maybe you could do this if you really want to be obnoxious. Count how many Seattle Seahawks players, they're the team in wearing blue, by the way, if you need that help. We're going to be wearing blue on blue. Count how many Seattle Seahawks defenders are lined up close or in the box. So how many guys have their hand on the ground and how many linebackers or people about 5 yards off the ball? If it's 7 or less, you really want to watch that snap. Do the Patriots run it? If they do, what sort of success does that yield on the ground? And if you see us stopping them with 7 or less guys near the line of scrimmage, or the term is in the box, throw that around a couple times, you'll be very impressive. If you see us stopping them with 7 or less, just know that bodes really well. And you can say, hey, looks like the Seahawks are stopping the run with 2 high safeties. I think that's pretty good. I don't know if the Patriots, where do they go from here? Because they certainly don't want to throw it against that look.
Right. And then the person's like, I'm going to go get some more dip. All right. Hey, Rive, final.
At that point, you've lost them.
Yeah,
you've lost them.
All right. Prediction. Hit the music. Roll. This is it. Last prediction for the year. Go.
Last prediction for the year. I think the Seahawks will win. Yay, it's amazing. Drop down to your knees. It's like the end of Shawshank. You're just like you climb through 200 yards of you know what. We've done it. 38-13.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right, I won't bother you. I won't call you. I know you're going to be going into whatever it is that you go into at that point. So love. Talk to you soon.
Love.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Got her. Get all that?
Got it.
Okay, here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan?
Yep, Subaru Puyallup has the update. JBLM North 5 of Bridgeport Way, our collision now blocks 2 right lanes. That opens up a lane, leaving 2 left lanes open at the scene. So you're in a 6-mile bumper-to-bumper backup starting near the JBLM main gate, Olympia to Tacoma, up to an hour and 10 minutes. Coming the other way, Tacoma to Olympia, just 40 minutes. We're clearing out pretty quickly along this route. Westbound 18 still bumper-to-bumper from the West Valley Highway over to I-5 just because of our South 5 backup through Federal Way. North 5 in Seattle, scattered backups on the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. 25 minutes to get through downtown Seattle. South 5, we're heavy from Ravenna to I-90. Linwood to Seattle, though, is 35 minutes. Got a little more slowing up there in Shoreline. I'm not sure if we have a blocking issue there. Up in Linwood, we cleared our collision North 5 at 44th. It's on your left shoulder. Seattle to Linwood, we're down to 25 minutes now. Bellevue to Linwood, also 25 minutes. Just minor crowding through Kirkland and Totem Lake. It's about the people at Subaru Puyallup, friendly, knowledgeable experts who listen, and continues with stress-free pricing and transparency through ownership. Subaru of Puyallup.com, your stress-free dealership. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Since the beginning, 50 years ago, KIRO has been the only place where the 12s have listened to the Seahawks.
Man wide open, touchdown Seahawks. Steve Rabel made the catch.
And Sunday, the tradition continues.
The Seahawks are going back to the Super Bowl.
When Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman bring you the call of Super Bowl 60 between the Seahawks and the Patriots. And like every other Seahawks game, the only place you'll hear it is KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
We live here in Washington. I travel all over the state for work.
Affordable short-term rentals help us stay together and make Hazel feel at home.
Now Olympia is considering a huge tax increase on short-term rentals,
pricing us and other families out, since more than half of short-term rentals here are used by Washingtonians.
Costs on everything are going up.
Please tell legislators not to make our trips more expensive too.
Paid for by Airbnb helps our state thrive. Host Hack.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This year's tax changes. Better not get caught snoozing. Miss one deduction, lose thousands. Not amusing.
Big tax changes can mean bigger refunds at Jackson Hewitt. And right now, get $100 just to try us.
Don't worry, tax filers. If money is tight, get $100 from Jackson Hewitt, so you'll sleep better at night.
Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Welcome to the first Puget Sound Express Whale Report of 2026. The whale community is celebrating the return of migrating gray whales to the Salish Sea. Each spring, majestic gray whales travel from the southern Pacific waters north to Alaska. A special group of these grays, affectionately named Sounders, enter the Salish Sea to feed on ghost shrimp. The team from Puget Sound Express report that there are more than half a dozen Sounders already in residence, including local favorites Little Patch, Gretchen, and Tahoma. Some of these whales have been visiting Puget Sound for more than 30 years. Family-run Puget Sound Express offers guaranteed gray whale tours departing from Edmonds beginning February 14th. On Valentine's weekend, the crew will hand out free roses to guests to celebrate the occasion. Puget Sound Express tours are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. They guarantee you'll see whales or your next trip is absolutely free. Book online at PugetSoundExpress.com.
Hey, let's throw a party this year for the big game.
Oh, great idea. But first, we should get a new TV. One of the top-rated brands. Samsung, LG, or Sony.
Okay, I'll start shopping on the internet and then head over to the Warehouse Club.
Well, but if that's all we do, we'll be sorry.
Why?
Because the best deals on those top-rated TVs are at video only, not online or at the club.
Video only?
Yep. We can save up to $500 if we shop smart.
Or we'll be sorry.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening, I'm Aaron Granillo. Hawks fans have flocked to San Francisco to cheer on the team before the Super Bowl. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is in the city by the bay.
12s have flooded downtown San Fran, invading enemy territory with their blue and action green.
It's been really fun.
100%. You can see the 12s from everywhere.
Yeah.
And then I think I hear more Go Hawks than anything else.
Yeah.
Security around the 4-block radius at the NFL's fan experience is tight. Officers and canine units on every corner. That's not stopping 12s from partying before the big game, some 50 miles south in Santa Clara. In San Francisco, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Business booming for sports retailers ahead of Super Bowl 60. Near Lumen Field, the Pro Image Sports is that company's best-selling shop in the country. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin reports.
Those top-selling items, well, they're barely on the shelves.
The retro blue has been really popular, as well as the navy, and New Era Super Bowl hats has been huge for us. They offer a great variety, a lot of different looks there, and the 12th man flag, people are excited.
But the big question is, what happens Sunday night? The store is betting on the Seahawks, with championship gear already printed and ready to go.
Debate over a proposed millionaire tax started today in Olympia. King County Executive Gurmai Zahalai supports it.
I think this is such an important bill for many reasons, including providing more balance to our state's regressive tax code.
Former State Attorney General Rob McKenna is not on board.
If this legislature wants progressive income tax, it should send an amendment to the voters for their decision.
The proposal would put a 9.9% income tax on people who earn more than $1 million a year. Takes us to 5:33. Now we go to Nate Connors, the real-time traffic desk.
This one brought to us by Seattle Sports. All right, JBLM, North 5 at Bridgeport Way. We have a collision blocking 2 right lanes. It had 3 lanes blocked for a while, so you've got 2 lanes open right now. Your backup starts all the way back, even way before the JBLM main gate. Olympia to Tacoma is up to an hour and 20 minutes. Westbound 18 has been slow to thin out this afternoon simply because of our South 5 backups through Federal Way. So right now, westbound 18 still solid from the West Valley Highway over to I-5. Here in Seattle, North 5 scattered backups from the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. About 20 minutes now to get through downtown Seattle. South 5 on the Ship Canal Bridge, we have a new stall blocking the left lane. This adds to our stop-and-go volumes from Lake City Way in the downtown. Linwood to Seattle, about a half hour. We cleared a collision up in Linwood about 20 minutes ago, North 5 at 44th. It's on your left shoulder. Still have a little slowing through Linwood, but otherwise we're looking really good. In fact, Seattle to Linwood right now, just 20 minutes. Bellevue to Linwood, still 25 minutes, with minor crowding between Kirkland and Totem Lake. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
And now to your forecast for this weekend. Tonight looks good. We just have some high clouds in the mix. Rain tomorrow, though, sometimes heavy at times. And then Sunday, cloudy with occasional showers for the afternoon. Right now, 58 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Seahawks, give me a Hawk Show. Hawks! You realize, Joe, and everybody else that's listening, that there will be history made at this Super Bowl.
Sports talk is clearly a man's world.
I can see a few little, jitter spots, but nothing crazy.
But not for the Seahawks.
I mix their mics, I EQ them, I add dynamics, I put some compression and limiting on them.
Brennan Rogers is the broadcast engineer for the Bump and Stacy Show on Seattle Sports 710.
Old school players from the Himalayas, you know what I'm saying?
But this Sunday, she'll be in the booth for the Super Bowl. engineering the play-by-play.
Cut straight upfield, has a gap, across the 40, midfield 50.
She's been behind the scenes all year. That's her behind Steve Rabel during Rashid Shaheed's playoff game TD return.
You can see my feet in the background, like shuffling around. I was like, oh, there's my feet, like moving around in excitement.
It won't only be her first Super Bowl. Brenna's been told she will be the first woman to ever engineer a radio broadcast for the big game.
Well, there you are, Brenna Rogers, the first, let me see if I get this right here, the first female engineer to ever engineer a Super Bowl game. I'm sure people are like, hey, that's great. Yeah, great. What's an audio engineer do? How do you explain that to people?
Let's see. I can do this in the the science-y way that no one will understand, or I can do it in terms that people will understand.
Yeah.
So basically, I am in the booth. I'm behind the scenes. I'm plugging in all of the cables. I'm making sure the mic sounds good. I'm turning on and off different things. I'm bringing in the crowd noise. I'm making sure that you can hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman over the crowd. The crowd doesn't get too loud. Basically, if we throw a flag, I bring up the ref mic so you can hear the refs call. Mixing all the audio, I send it all back as one big package back to the station that then goes on air.
Right, and then at that point, your great aunt says to you, "So, what's Sam like, the quarterback?" And you're like,
"Yeah." And they go, "So do you talk on air?" And I go, "No."
When do you, like for a regular Seahawks game that we listen to here in KIRO, when do you show up normally at the games?
Oh, let's see. So if it's like a 1:20 kickoff, I'm usually there by about 8 a.m. Our pregame shows will start at like 10 a.m. And so I've got to be there before then and set up because we do hits from the booth with the John Schneider show and all of those kinds of things. So I've got to be in the booth ready to go so that I can do those things for the pregame show. Even though I'm not doing the pregame show, I've still got to get those aspects ready for them and have them ready to go.
Yeah.
From the booth.
Speaking with Brenna Rogers, the first female audio engineer to ever audio engineer a Super Bowl game. Is that something that's like you're going to be? Have you had a T-shirt made that says that, or does that go up on Facebook, or do you hashtag all that, or does it mean anything to you?
I mean, it's cool to me, and it's important to me. And in doing these interviews and things, I've kind of said to my husband and my family is that it's not necessarily the recognition for myself because, I get recognition from my loved ones and the people who are important to me. It's more for recognition for women everywhere who are in these jobs that are male dominated and they don't always get that recognition. And, and so it's for all of us, not just for me.
Yeah. Yeah. When did you show some sort of interest in this type of stuff since it is so male dominated?
Yeah. So I never saw myself doing this in 10 years ago. Never thought that this would be where I was. I actually was about 12 years ago. I was a nursing student actually. And I was fully on that course to become a nurse. And then just kind of decided I don't feel like this is what I want to do. And, but still wanted to stay in science. I love science. That's always kind of been my thing. And my stepbrother actually mentioned this school that his friend was going to called the Conservatory of Recording Arts and Sciences, big fancy name down in Arizona. And so I just happened to look into it because I was like, oh, that's interesting. What's this about?
Yeah.
And then, oh, that's really cool. Audio engineering. I've never thought about doing this. And I applied, I got in and completely changed courses, changed directions, went back to school when I was 23. So I was already I was well into my nursing degree and went and did technical school in Arizona, worked as a phlebotomist while doing my technical degree. So I was drawing people's blood at a plasma donation center while I went and did technical school for audio engineering. And then landed an internship with KIRO Radio as a broadcast intern. So, and then I've been there since.
Well, listen, you're working with old guys like Steve Rabel. Your medical experience will come in handy if something goes wrong.
I have brought that up to them. I have said, I know CPR, okay? I will save your life.
Do you, so just quick beyond the scenes before we let you go, are there idiosyncrasies that either one of them, either Wyman or Steve Rabel, have that you're like, oh boy, here it comes? I mean, is there something that they have set up there in the booth that they have to have?
Steve Rabel has a special chair that he uses.
Okay.
In the booth, he has to have it's a high chair, it's a tall chair, and on the bottom of it, it is actually labeled like Seattle Seahawks Radio.
Okay.
And if that chair is not in the booth, I have to go find it because sometimes people will take it, and so I will have to go search to find Steve Rabel's chair.
He's such a taskmaster. And how about Wyman? He's just like, whatever.
Oh, he's just he's a lovable big giant.
Yes.
He's just so easygoing, happy guy. Yeah.
Well, for people that are on camera or behind the microphone, to have somebody that they trust to make sure that all the buttons and all the cables and everything works, because without you, there is no broadcast. So we are all there for you, cheering you on. Of course, you watch the game, but more importantly, listen to the game on KIRO Radio and know that you are listening, or at least somebody behind the scenes that could draw your blood or make the sound great. Brendan Rodgers is there, making history, by the way. All right, I'll let you get back to your family and everything else. All right,
thank you.
Have a great game.
Thank you. Go Hawks.
Go Hawks. All right, here comes Nate checking traffic, Nathan, please.
Yeah, you bet. That's really awesome, by the way. KIRO Newsradio App has our update. JBLM is our big issue this evening, North 5 at Bridgeport Way. This collision continues to block 2 right lanes. That leaves 2 left lanes open, and we've got a 6 to 7 mile bumper-to-bumper backup now starting closer to Center Drive there in DuPont. So Olympia to Tacoma right now, an hour-and-a-half drive. Westbound 18 still heavy from the West Valley Highway over to I-5 because of our South 5 backup through Federal Way. Here in Seattle, North 5, scattered backups from the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal Bridge, but we're obviously thinning out by every report. We're down to about 20 minutes to get through downtown Seattle. And then South 5, we already cleared that stall, South 5 on the Ship Canal Bridge, so we're down to a little crowding from Northgate into downtown. Nothing heavy. Linwood to Seattle is just a 20-minute trip. Everywhere else is starting to thin down pretty quickly at this point. Text app to 888-973-5476 and download the KIRO News Radio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
It's why we bake in the sun, out on the berm every summer at training camp. It's why we scream till it hurts. In the cold and rain, come fall and winter.
Listen to the 12th man.
It's why we're 12s. As the Seahawks look to bring the Lombardi Trophy back to Seattle, it's why there's only one voice we want to hear tell the story.
We are going to the Super Bowl.
Don't miss Steve Rabel calling the Seahawks and Patriots in Super Bowl 60, live and for free on the KIRO News Radio app.
If society collapsed tomorrow, how long would your family last? If you run out of food, probably not very long. That's why over 3 million American families trust My Patriot Supply for preparedness. Right now, you can get their best-selling 3-month food kit for $100 off. It's 3 months worth of real, hearty meals that give you 2,000 calories a day and last up to 25 years. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com to get your 3-month kit for $100 off. The discount won't last long, so go to MyPatriotSupply.com today. That's MyPatriotSupply.com.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You know what? Let's throw a party this year for the big game.
Hey, we can invite our friends over, and all take turns yelling at the TV during the game.
But first, we should get a new TV.
Yeah, like one of the top-rated brands, Samsung, LG, or Sony.
Okay, so I'll start shopping on the internet, then head over to the Warehouse Club to compare.
But if that's all we do... we'll be sorry.
Why?
Because the best deals on those top-rated TVs are at video only, not online or at the club.
Video only has better deals?
Yep. We could save up to $500 if we shop smart.
Then we could afford a larger model and really impress our friends.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice. DayandNight.net. Save $1,700 when you have Day and Night match your current furnace with a qualifying AC or heat pump.
Your furnace is lonely all by itself, but it doesn't have to be. With our Matchmaker Special, we'll match your furnace with a perfect air conditioner or heat pump to keep your furnace company and your home comfy all year round.
Match your furnace to a qualifying cooling system and save $1,700.
DayandNight.net.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these 3 books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with 0 investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS for Kids.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? At Uline. They know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 3/22/26. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate.
5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. Best Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
For nearly 50 years, over 90,000 homeowners have trusted Home Comfort Alliance, including me. John Curley here. Save up to $2,000 on new heating and cooling systems. Free consultation at homecomfortalliance.com. For comfort, call the comfort people. homecomfortalliance.com.
The John Curley Show mailbag is brought to you by Advanced Hair Restoration.
Welcome back, everybody, to the John Curley Show. Of course, we are just couple of days away from the victory that is certainly deserved. As Rye laid out, the Seahawks deserve this game. They have earned their place in NFL history for the team that you will be seeing most likely, according to everybody in Vegas and just about everybody else in the world, absolutely destroying the New England Patriots. I thought this was interesting. You know, there's a thing called Radio Row, and everybody wants to ask the coach questions. God bless Michael McDonald. It's just people just asking the questions over and over, and they want to try to get a reaction. They're not going to get a reaction from Michael McDonald. So here he is again.
Down to a one-yard line scenario. 20 seconds.
So he's been asked this question, I don't know, a million times.
We running or passing?
I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of done answering this question. It's like, look, I'm gonna keep answering like this. To get to 2 Super Bowls in a row, an opportunity to win a second one in a row, that takes a lot of great stuff, and it takes a lot of alignment. So for me to sit here and criticize any of those decisions or any of those players in that moment is a disservice to those people. So we're really proud of our history. There's a lot of great people involved in that, a lot of whom are still in our building, and yeah. We're going to run the best play.
That happened to you on Sunday. All right, a great way to sort of put it all together. I thought this was clever, referring to the tip from Richard Sherman's tip, Crabtree. This guy makes a great sort of parallel between all of it, how Richard Sherman saved the world.
Richard Sherman's immaculate deflection defense of Colin Kaepernick's pass to Michael Crabtree in the fourth quarter of the 2013 NFC Championship significantly altered our timeline of history and, in the future, saved America and perhaps the entire earth from the New World Order. Because if Kaepernick had completed that pass to Crabtree and the 49ers went on to their second straight Super Bowl, Kaepernick would have become the franchise quarterback instead of Russell Wilson. Jim Harbaugh probably stays in the NFL a few more years, which would result in Kaepernick never kneeling, which would then also mean Donald Trump probably would have lost to Hillary Clinton, and the New World Order would have completed their takeover of the world, and Richard Sherman would have never had the epic post-game Aaron interview.
Don't you ever talk about me!
Which sparked the media-created "thug is the new N-word" narrative.
The accepted way of calling somebody the N-word nowadays.
LOB! Sherman, thanks for saving the world.
LOB!
It makes sense when you stop and lay it all out like that.
We got to get you off Instagram.
I'm sorry. I'm like, how can I end the show or something like that?
You thought I was bad.
I know. I'm sorry. I'll just say this. The greatest thing about the sports, in a team like this, on Sunday, you will see a total stranger. They will be at the gas station or the supermarket, and they will have some sort of Seahawks gear on, and you will high-five that person. And they will high-five you back. And like for a moment, we are all united. Everybody's united. And that's exactly the greatest thing about sports. So enjoy this day. It's like we get one day off from all the other crappy stuff that happens. And we get a chance to celebrate a bunch of men that are just completely dedicated to this city and to winning and bringing the Lombardi Trophy back here, which so rightfully deserves to be. Thanks, everybody. Go Hawks. Nate, back to you.
And thank you. Seattle Sports has our update. Northbound I-5 at Bridgeport Way at JBLM. We're still dealing with the collision blocking 2 right lanes. So that leaves 2 left lanes open. You've got a 7-mile bumper-to-bumper backup starting near Center Drive down there in DuPont. Olympia to Tacoma, an hour and 40 minutes. Now, westbound 18, we're still heavy from Military Road over to I-5. North 5 in Seattle, scattered backups between the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. It's about 20 minutes to clear this backup, and once you do, you're wide open. South 5 into Northgate, we have a blocking issue. Not sure of the details quite yet, but it is bumper-to-bumper between 145th and Northgate Way. From there, it's minor slowing from Northgate into downtown. All added up, Linwood to Seattle, just 20 minutes. Bellevue to Renton, 20 minutes. Everywhere else, we've pretty much cleared out. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
We live here in Washington. I travel all over the state for work.
Affordable short-term rentals help us stay together and make Hazel feel at home.
Now Olympia is considering a huge tax increase on short-term rentals,
pricing us and other families out, since more than half of short-term rentals here are used by Washingtonians.
Costs on everything are going up.
Please tell legislators not to make our trips more expensive too.
Paid for by Airbnb helps our state thrive. Host PAC.
Thanks for calling CM Heating.
Aren't you the company that gives away free furnaces?
That's us. Buy a qualifying high-efficiency cooling system and the furnace is free.
Wow.
Yeah, and our home comfort advisors are tax credit and rebate specialists, so they'll handle the rebate for you.
Go to CM Heating for better comfort, lower bills, and a free furnace you'll love for years. Get your free estimate for furnace replacement at cmheating.com. And remember, for furnaces, fireplaces, hot water, and total home comfort, including electrical,
there's no beating CM Heating.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
At Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, a well-insulated attic can be your home's secret weapon. Upgrading attic insulation is a cost-effective way to make your home more energy efficient. It also helps keep your home warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Better insulation equals better air quality, less moisture, and no mold, improving the air quality you and your family breathe. Call now for $300 off attic ceiling and ventilation, and visit us at guardianroofing.com.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
It's home show season. To celebrate, Lake Washington Windows and Doors is giving you 20% off and a lifetime installation warranty, plus 12 months to pay with 0